had a. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know people were hating on SNEAKO a little bit. They were saying that the moderating was a bit off. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Aiden just DM'd me. That's funny.
what is it?
He's laughing at me making fun of Jews.
Aiden Ross?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? What's up with that guy? What is he like? Is he on?
I've got a video
Twitch?
coming out.
He's on Kick. He's banned on Twitch, but he'll come back soon.
So what is he on?
Kick.
Oh, okay.
It's like a steak
Do people
website.
still watch him?
Yeah, he just did a stream with Trump 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he broke the Kick record 2 weeks ago. He doesn't stream as much recently.
What did you say? You made a video about this, man?
I'm going to do it release it tomorrow.
What is that?
Oh, we're
about?
live by the way. We're live by the way. What were you saying about Toronto?
Nothing about
Alright, guys,
Toronto.
we're live.
Nothing about Toronto.
I'm gonna make sure everything's good.
Is the food coming?
The food should be coming. Warner's always eating on these streams, huh?
This is a halal stream. Please like and subscribe the channel for
Aiden,
this
how
type
are you
of
doing, man?
stream, bro.
How you doing, Aiden? Everyone's saying takbir. Yes, W's. Good to see everybody. We are live back with I call the stream the Dawah Avengers. I don't know what everybody thinks about this, but we have Zishan Ali. It's great to see you again. How long has it been since Ramadan?
It's crazy, isn't it? I need 5 months.
5 months. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
One of the signs of the Day of Judgment.
Of course, we have Ali Dawah over here. Mohammed Hijab. Saw recently in Bosnia, very controversial stream.
Nice to meet you. Always.
As always.
And the Warner.
Yes.
Come on.
Have no fear.
The Warner's here, eating again.
Have no
And
fear.
a lot of things
Warner
to
is
discuss
here.
today. Obviously, we're going to focus on Islam, but there's things politically we could speak about. The Tates just got raided during their stream. They just were arrested and now they're free. And they were live on stream and they just got raided, so we could speak a little bit about that. Catch up with everybody. And of course, we're going to be having some good food and good conversation. But it's good to be back. Thank you for hosting. Always a good host whenever we come to London. I'm glad to be here.
Zishan is a brilliant host. He's been hosting us for the past, how many years?
3
like
years?
5, no, more than
4
that.
years.
This guy's
host each other.
This guy's been hosting me for the past.
We host each other, Ali.
I think 5.5 years. Yeah, bro. Every single.
host each
Every
other.
single. Can I finish?
Shut this
Please?
down.
Can you shut
Shut
up?
this
Let me
down.
finish, please. So you need something you have to praise the boy. So, you can, so for the past 5 years, he hosts us. When it comes to food,
I don't think the mic is working,
When it comes
Ali.
to desserts,
Yeah. It's.
he looks after us.
Oh, would
that
you
was-
look at that?
That was his mic. So you're going to do MMA fight with him. Yeah. So Zishan is a very good example of that. Talking about hosting. And I'm being serious, man. He's a very good host.
Are you?
Every week, every week.
I don't believe you.
No, I promise. You know when he does his videos with a couch, that famous couch. That's it in his house.
Yes.
Like this studio, nice place. Strawberry.
Mojito?
Yeah, strawberry.
What's
Yeah,
on the
mine's
mojito?
mine, yeah.
Yeah. Lychee berry.
I think this is me, yes.
Yeah.
I hope so, anyway.
Yeah.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
But we're all the way in South London, Croydon. We're in the ends.
Zen Lounge.
Is that like? Well, yeah, we just said location, but I'm sure they'll find out anyway. Warner's got his chain out. Where everyone said
Sparkling.
everyone told Warner not to wear jewelry in London, but here he is. With,
Oh yeah, we have
with
to
the
come.
bling
Is,
bling.
is this even permissible in Islam? Because we need to come to reputation.
Hey, bro, chill out,
Nah,
bro.
nah,
Just enjoy it.
Nah,
Have
nah,
a
nah,
nice
nah,
conversation, brother.
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
what's going on? Is it gold?
Huh?
It looks like white gold.
No, it's silver. Yeah, it's silver with diamonds.
Yeah, Ali, it's silver.
So what's the
Yeah,
ruling?
say mashallah, Ali.
Mashallah. I am the war now.
I don't want to get into that because, do you know, like, classically in Islamic, in the madhabs, they say, like, for example, the Hanbali madhab says the only thing that's allowed is a ring, yeah? But they'll say, like, the reasoning they'll give for something like a chain being haram is that it's imitation of women, okay? But then the question is, and this is not, I'm not answering this question, I'm just posing it, right? The question is it really imitation of women? So you have to look at something called the custom, urf. And for each custom, there's different rules. So this is a fatwa issue. It's a fatwa issue. And I don't think there should be, I don't think there would be one answer for this.
Yeah?
Yeah, for more strict people that want to go with the madhabs, they'll say, no, you only can wear a ring or a watch or something like that, that's it.
So I'm going to hold my fatwa back for today then.
We'll hold it back.
You hold it back today.
We'll, hold it. We'll take the easier opinion.
I saw one video recently that you were with your wife and you were saying clubbing is haram. It was a video of me with Brother Fuzi and the club. You know, it's not, it's not perfect, but the clubbing is not allowed whatsoever. Obviously,
Yeah, that one's I think consensus now.
you can't step foot.
Yeah, so you can go to a golf club.
Okay.
If that's clubbing, then yeah, that's allowed.
Yeah, revert life is it's a process, I guess. You know, we try, but
Just take it step by step, you know.
Yeah.
Well, not too much step by step.
Okay.
Not too much.
All the way.
No, not too much.
Like
Sometimes
we were with
not
Uthman bin Farouk today, and
Was
he
it?
was, he's of the opinion that if you're coming from a really difficult lifestyle, go cold turkey. But that's what he's seen work, and that's what he's given. Because some people, they take it too gradually, and then they end up getting lost again. But I guess it's you say a mix between the two, because you're also a river as well, isn't it?
It is. Some people, like you see some people, they just go straight into it. Some people, they take time. It depends on the person, really.
Yeah.
But you're being balanced. You don't want to be like, I'm taking my time, and you know you're committing haram. You should know yourself. If you're like, this is difficult. When I first came to Islam, very early stages, I would pray all my prayers at night at once, because I was getting used to the routine. I didn't know what was what. I didn't even know how to pray properly. So it depends, slowly. And then Fajr was a big issue for me. Then overcame that. It's a gradual process, Even when you look into the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends the prohibition of alcohol, it wasn't instantaneous.
It wasn't instant, yeah.
That's why Aisha radhiyallahu anha said, if Islam was to come with stipulation of halal or haram, nobody would have really come to Islam. So it's a gradual process. And I think what's really important is what we miss is that we sometimes think going to people and say, this is haram, bro, this is halal. They know. You don't need to really go to someone. Like if I see a brother drinking alcohol, I don't need to come and say it's haram. He knows it's haram. We do it the opposite way. If you look at the early generations, the way they've done it is they would firstly give the individual iman, in the sense where enrich his faith with God. Once you give that, he will live the haram himself. We do it the opposite way. Well, you just come to Islam, bro, it's haram, it's haram. Aki, let iman build. He will let go of the haram himself. But we're just very fixated, and the Muslim Ummah is very judgmental.
They are.
Very, very.
I definitely want to talk about the haram.
Very
please.
toxic, bro. Go to any person's Instagram, they are criticizing that person for something. Just go randomly pick someone, yeah? You go to the sister, for example, there's one sister called Blonde Muslim, I think she's from America. Go to her account, go to the comment section.
Why are you going
Why
to
not
the
wear hijab?
account,
Why
He likes the blonde.
So the thing is, when you go, anyone,
What other sisters should go on their account?
when you go, you see the comment section, yeah? Why not wear a hijab? Why not wear a hijab? No. Go to somebody else's, yes? Okay, they pick on
Now he's
everyone for
encouraging
something.
people to go on their pages.
I do want to ask you about that. I had this conversation with you during the last few days of Ramadan about how do you balance that as a content creator? Because the reason I was in the club was Fuzi invited me to do a stream, and part of the stream was like that at the end we're going to celebrate and go there. He was in a mental institution for a while. He's free. He's finally like happy. Like I'll go support him and do this stuff. I don't like going to the club, but how do you balance, or how do you think that new reverts or people like me, content creators, can balance that? Because I can't do just I guess I can, but if it's I don't know if it's important, but part of streaming and part of being a content creator is you're going to be around haram life. It's inevitable.
And also keep in mind, we live in America. We're not in London surrounded by Muslims. Especially in Miami, I don't even think he has a local masjid. You know what I mean? So.
Ooh, that looks right. I might have to order that later on. I was going to say, bro, look, honestly, here's what I would say, The Quran states, الَّذِينَ يَجْتَنِبُونَ كَبَائِرَ الْإِثْمِ وَالْفَوَاحِشَ إِلَّا اللَّمَمْ. That the ones who leave off the major sins, except for the minor sins, which gives you an indication. It gives you an indication that the first thing you need to do is like, okay, you're starting practicing now, The first thing you want to remove is the major sins of Islam. So you have to know what the major sins are. So Islam is major sins and minor sins, So you want to look at, for example, I'll give you a reference. There's a book called Al-Kaba'ir by Al-Dhahabi, and it's in English. It's been translated. It's called The Major Sins by Al-Dhahabi. All you need to do, literally, is look at the contents page of this book. You don't even need to read the book. Just look at the contents page. You'll see a list of sins that are considered to be major sins, for example. So the first thing you'd want to do is you want to remove those, because there's no point talking about music or talking about chains or talking about anything like that, where that's either in the category of minor sins or the category of a difference of opinion. That's more detailed. That's more if you really now want to try and perfect your worship and you're at a certain level. You shouldn't even be coming near that, really, unless you remove, I would say, the major sins. So major sins include things like, for example, you'd be surprised, things like being bad to your parents. And that is both your Muslim parents and your non-Muslim parents. For example. So if you've got a really bad relationship with your mum and dad, that's a major sin. There's no point talking about the permissibility of wearing a chain, for example, and you've got a horrible relationship with your mum, for instance. Another major sin would be like, for example, zina. And zina, like having intercourse, is of different levels as well. So for example, the worst level, I'm going to be explicit here, is putting your penis into a vagina or putting it into an anus. Okay, so that's what you would call the worst level. The second is, you can say, oral sex. So basically, there's a level of zina, like there's a gradation of it.
Which one's the worst?
The worst is either if you have intercourse and you're putting your penis you're putting your penis into either the vagina or into the anus. Those two areas.
Wow, this is really good. It looks really good.
You want some?
I'll try some after.
Then number two is, let's say, oral sex, for example, or any other kind of foreplay, masturbation, this and that. Then is like lips and touching, all this kind. Then is looking. Okay, so there's
Zina of the eyes.
Yeah, zina of the eyes. So that's the lowest level. But if you're having sex, then why are we talking about zina of the eyes, for example? You need to first remove the having sex aspect. Do you know what I mean? If you're having, okay, what kind of sex are you having? I'm not saying it's all haram. I mean, no one's going to say anything, but there's levels.
There's levels to it.
There's levels. Okay. If you've been married before, if you are married or you've been married before, it's worse than if you've never been married before, for example. Do you get it? So if you're a married man and you have adultery, if you do adultery, that's worse than if you've never been married before and you have intercourse. So there's levels even with who you are in terms of zina. So that's zina, for example. You know, and so riba is another one, like we talk about interest. So these are the worst one, of course, is shirk, which we had a conversation about.
Right, I was going to say which one's worse.
The worst one is shirk. That's the worst of all.
That's worse than gay sex.
It's worse than everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, it's worse than everything according to all the religions. Yeah. Like, think of the following, right? A Christian may object and say, "How dare you?" Because it became a controversy when I said it last time. Yeah, remember, right?
Even though what you said is true.
It's absolutely. Because, look, think about it. It's true.
Are you sure? Because you told.
No, I said I have different feelings. I said that I would rather have a Christian.
You disagree with it, though.
I said I would rather have a Christian son than a gay son.
Yeah, that's. No, I would have 50 sons who are homosexual than one son that's a Christian.
Muslim homosexual, you mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But he did say
obviously.
Muslim. He did say Muslim.
Muslim homosexual.
Well, of course. Well, I would have a Christian and he's homosexual. Then do you get what I'm trying to say? Because the act of shirk is forward. Sorry.
No, you can continue.
I mean, I know that's Islamically true, but like I would be lying.
Yeah.
No, but this is very interesting, because when you come to Islam, submitting your will means that what you are ordained by God is what you're submitting your will to. Because otherwise, there are things in Islam that I would say, you know what, I don't like the sound of that, or I don't like that. Me personally, there's things that, for example, there's many people that struggle with, but submitting means that God knows what's morally what's objectively true. That's why I submit my will to that, even if it doesn't make sense to me, or I think this is worse. What Allah tells me is what I'm going to go with, because I believe that my mind is limited, and it's like your child. Like your child, if you go to say broccoli or chocolate, we'll say chocolate. But is chocolate good for them or broccoli? Broccoli. So the point is that because your child in that limited mind frame does not understand that, they will pick chocolate, but broccoli is good for them. So the same with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He tells us something, even though sometimes it doesn't make sense, we take, that's why I use the term taking the aql over the naql, is we take what God has commanded over our logical brain. Because
wouldn't it be easier to convert a Christian straight son than a gay? Like, wouldn't it be easier to get rid of that sin?
The thing is, you need to understand, we say that anyone that has la ilaha illallah will enter paradise eventually. But somebody who doesn't have that, they're going to the hellfire. So if somebody has the tendencies to do homosexuality, firstly, if they have the tendency but they don't do it, they are actually, we can even say they are rewarded, because it's like somebody who wants to commit adultery, but they fear God and they're not doing it. They get rewarded, because we know the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the one who wants to do an evil action but doesn't do it, will get a good deed. But so from that angle, it's better that you have someone who's not doing that. But then if they are committing the act, but they say, I know this is haram, but I'm doing it, again, it's a major sin. But somebody who says, no, homosexuality is fine, you come out the fold of Islam. If somebody comes and says, look, God has said this is haram. If they say, no, I believe it's halal, you become a disbeliever, because it's halal. You're making what is halal haram, or what is haram halal. So that's why,
So this point where it became controversial, like, the first thing you've got to look at is, look at the 10 Commandments in the Old Testament. Right. The first commandment is not about homosexuality. The first commandment in the Old Testament was about effectively tawheed, monotheism. That take one God and don't take any other God.
That's the first commandment?
It's the first commandment, It's in Exodus chapter 20 verse 3, for example, right? So, because the commandments are not all in one place in the Bible, the Old Testament, they're scattered all the Old
I thought it was like, do not kill, do not steal, do not take
The
that.
first one is.
The first one is do not take any other god except for God, and it's reiterated in Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4. The Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, which is that, oh, hear, O Israel, hear our Lord is only one Lord. So fundamentally, all the prophets, they came with this one message. Okay, so Abraham, Moses, Jesus, all of them, we say, came with this one message, which is to believe in one God and worship one God. If that foundation is not intact, nothing else can be intact. Do you know what I mean? Not to trivialize from like for us, homosexuality is up there with the worst sins. Ibn Qayyim mentions in one of his books, Dawah, The Medicine and the Cure, he mentions that it's on par with murder. Actually, he says it's murder and homosexuality, and by that, by the way, he means male homosexuality, not female homosexuality.
It's not the same, by the way.
Yeah, so like
really,
because
it's not
female,
the same.
there's no penetration.
Yeah, so they do differentiate between lesbianism and male on male penetration, because as I mentioned before, like in terms of zina, the worst one is when you put the penis into the vagina or put it into the anus. Now, obviously, there's no penis in the case of the woman, and so lesbian sex, if you want to call it that. The Sharia wouldn't consider it the highest level of sex anyway.
Because there's no
penetration.
They're just there.
It would consider it a different kind of lewdness.
And that is what zina is. The pen going into the ink. That is what is defined as zina. You know, in Islam. Not like that's why there was a man who came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, "I committed zina." And the Prophet ﷺ obviously didn't want to apply the capital punishment. He said, "Maybe you kissed her," which shows us that this kissing and all this other stuff. They're not seen as zina, but he was coming and saying, no, I actually committed the actual act, So the actual act of the pen going in the ink is what is zina, and with a man that happens, but with a woman that's not plausible.
The reason I said I disagree.
And by the way, sorry to cut off. In Islam, let's be frank. I mean, there's two opinions on what to do with a homosexual that's been caught, and Islam has the strictest laws of any religion.
Stones, right?
Well, I mean, there's different discussion. I mean, the majority opinion is capital punishment. If they've been caught with 4 witnesses, that's the majority.
It's hard to be 4 witnesses for that act.
It's hard to be 4 witnesses for that act, but if people are doing pornography and these kind of things nowadays, it becomes easier. Obviously, that like the actual pornography thing with AI and stuff wouldn't be considered to be ironclad evidence, but nevertheless, it's a possibility that it can be done. But what I'm saying is that the punishment of homosexuality in Islam is the most severe in any religion, and in fact, Islam is usually attacked as a basis of that.
Yeah,
there is one opinion that says there's no punishment, which is the Hanafi opinion. I mean, to be open about that.
Who's a Hanafi that I know? I don't know if I.
Zishan's Hanafi.
Oh.
Zishan's Hanafi. Majority of the Muslim world is Hanafi, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So Pakistan is Hanafi, Bangladesh is Hanafi. Even Turkey is Hanafi. Turkey is Hanafi. Bangladesh, India. The whole of like Muslims in India are Hanafi. It sounds like a bit of generalization, but they're the most lenient madhab on lots of issues. On lots of issues, you'll find them very lenient in capital punishment, in punishments in general.
So that explains the chain.
And the reason I said I disagree, I don't disagree with what you said. What you said is true. I just disagree with. I don't like to alienate the Christians because my stream is like.
Yeah. We don't want to alienate Christians.
No, you shouldn't.
I have so many that watch, and I think it's more effective that they find some sort of religion rather than.
But here's the thing. We agree with the Christians on this issue. This is what I find hypocritical about the issue.
Is that they get so angry, but they have the same belief.
Here's what I'm saying to you. Look, you go and ask a Christian that is either Protestant, Orthodox, or Catholic. Ask them the following: what is worse, a Muslim who does not believe in the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, or a Christian who's a homosexual but he believes in the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ? If he's honest with his belief, he'll say what is worse is the Muslim.
Yeah,
that is the official belief of the Orthodox Church, of the Catholic Church, and the Protestant.
But not of the average Christian. What I come to find out after what you said
is
that the average Christian does not really know what the Orthodox or the Catholic Church says.
But the majority of them will have been told that if you believe in the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus, then He's taken your sins. It's called
Jesus saves.
Jesus saves. This is like fundamental belief, sola fide. It's called sola fide, which means justification through faith alone in Latin. So they've got there's sola scriptura. You have to believe in the scriptures, but they also have sola fide. So this is actually a shared belief among Christians and Muslims. So I find it like, why is there an outrage when we both believe in the same thing?
Well, because a lot of them don't know. I spoke to this one Christian about it afterwards. His name's Young Don. He's the one. He had a debate with Sheikh Uthman, and he rejected the Trinity, and then he's back to the Trinity. And he was saying that you can't be a homosexual and be a Christian. And I asked him, like, that's the first time I heard that. Then he also said that you can't be an alcoholic and be a Christian. But that's just not true, because everybody sins, and that's what he was basically his rhetoric.
What's the point of Jesus? Jesus, according to their narrative, is that he came to take your sin.
Right.
He had no sin.
He died for your sins.
So what? Yeah. So do you know what I mean? What sin is he taking? What sin is he dying for? So it's all those sins.
Right.
If you go and ask anybody, any priest from any denomination, you know, a homosexual who repents, a homosexual who believes Jesus died for his sins, what do you say? He's a Christian homosexual. Is this person, does he have more salvific potential, or does a Muslim have more salvific potential? He will say, no doubt about it. If you're a Christian believer, you have more salvific potential. In fact, the Muslim, he's not going to go to heaven, according to this belief.
But it depends. Catholics, a lot of the Catholic priests, they say that actually Muslims will go to heaven.
They do?
Yeah, a lot of them, the priests, a lot of them come out. They've actually said they believe that.
Reformists, but
Yeah, they have.
traditionally, well, Catholics are the most staunch on this. Let me explain why. Augustine was a figure, 4th century. Whom obviously Catholics accept, a lot of the Christians accept him. He used to believe that if your baby is not baptized and it dies, you go to hell.
That's interesting. You know what? Just touching on that, there was an Italian girl I spoke to in Speaker's Corner. Their friends, her family don't believe in God, but they went and got baptized. So they were like, just in case we don't want you to go.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Well, this was the official
Just
position
in
of the
case.
Vatican.
Insurance policy.
Yeah.
This was
just
the
in case they
official
don't make it
position
home tonight.
of the Vatican until fairly recently. That if you've got a baby who dies and it's not been baptized, they go to hell.
The Vatican just adopted this?
No, they had. That was the official position for millennia.
They got rid of it now.
They got rid of it now. I saw some recent things that they've said that was opposing that.
Okay.
But then the question would be, how can something which is of a theological nature change? It's part of the problem with Christianity. You'll find theological things. It's not just legal things, but theological things are changing. You'll see that they're changing their opinions on certain things, like who's going to heaven and who's going to hell. So what, a baby that died 2,000 years ago, or let's say 1,500 years ago, he's going to hell. But a baby that dies now, because the Pope has changed his mind, for example, or the magisterium has changed its mind, that's going to go to heaven, for example. It's a ridiculousness.
Zishan, I'm curious to see, what do you think about that rhetoric? Because my whole idea with the love speech community is to be inclusive towards people. I don't like to force Islam on people. So I don't say things like that would divide people.
I think you have to draw some line in the sand, isn't it? Otherwise, if you're too vague, it's like you trying to be in two boats at once. Eventually, you're going to hurt yourself, and you're going to be in neither boat.
Right.
So there's certain principles that you have to stay
staunch on.
Yeah, and certain things, of course, like the Quran tells us, come to common terms between us and you. That, speaking to the Christians or the people of the book, that we believe none but Allah. So stuff like Tawheed, that sort of stuff, of course, it's set in stone, isn't it? Like our belief in one God, we're not going to change that. But when it comes to other things, for example, our stances in which we are together, of course, that's good. Like, for example, when you talk about LGBT, when you talk about abortion and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that we are together in.
Especially Zionism. I see that as the biggest issue, being anti-Zionist. Is like, I'd rather unite on those issues rather than speak upon our differences and divide people.
And that's why, to be honest, like even with the discussion earlier, like there's a reason I didn't get involved in that, because I'm actually with you on this. I don't think it's helpful using certain divisive language when it comes to Muslims and Christians, when on the macro level there are already forces that are set to divide us. So using rhetoric or words that can be misconstrued into us versus them, we're just let's call a spade a spade. We're making it easier for the Zionists, who are set to divide us. So I would just cut it from the root. I wouldn't use divisive language like that. I would say, look, there are differences and we can organize debates and stuff like this, but when it comes to this, at the moment, what's happening, we have to set our differences to the side, or we have to agree to disagree.
Right.
Agree to disagree. Not agree that, look, we have to change, and no, agree to disagree, and look at all of these commonalities, and we unite on that commonality to go forward.
I'm curious what you think about the unification between Christianity and politics. Because when it comes to the UK riots and the American election, you come to realize that, especially with everything happening on the far right, Christianity is really intertwined with Western politics, and I have to admit it's effective to have those people on your side, to have the Christians agree with you on most subjects, because we do agree upon most things when you see what they're trying to do. Do you think that it's worthwhile? Mohammed Hijab disagrees. On our last stream, he's like, forget about Trump, forget about this. All I care about is Islam. But I'm politically involved. So, do you think that's haram? Should I try to? Is it worthwhile uniting?
Look,
or using,
it's because of the nature of the discussion last time. It was to do with belief and disbelief, isn't it? So in that regard, obviously he's going to take the stance of belief. I'm sure if you put it in terms of a macro strategy, there is always going to be a similarity or a allegiance between Orthodox Islam and Orthodox Christianity, or even Orthodox Judaism, which is vastly being watered down, and mics are taken from them. In fact, they're against Zionism. A lot of them are being treated like crap by the IDF. I wouldn't say a lot of them, but a pocket of them. So of course, in order to go forward, there needs to be this, okay, let's agree to disagree. And when it comes to, to put it very succinctly, with the people that you can have this unification with, yes, have it on issues. And there are many issues that we're together with. On issues that we can't, like shirk and belief and Trinity and atonement and stuff like that, obviously we can't agree on that. So yes, there is a way for us to.
With Trump, the issue is that he's as much a Zionist as Joe Biden.
He really is, if not more. Like the stuff that he's been coming out and saying, it's almost impossible to support him now.
Do you know what I mean? So this is the issue. If he was a person who had it's not about his religion. I don't even know if he is a Christian.
He claims he is.
If he's a Christian, here is not an issue of Christianity or not. Like for example, we had at the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, you had the Najashi, who was a Christian Ethiopian king, and who the Prophet told his companions to go and seek refuge from. So this issue of, we have to differentiate between theological belief, afterlife, and also what you can do in this world. I'm all for Muslims and Christians coming together on issues. But it depends on which kind of Christians. Like for example, with Trump, the issue with him is not necessarily his Christianity. I haven't got an issue with that. It's his Zionism. Because for me, it's very difficult to do. If you look at his track record, because the point you were making before is about, he just has to play this game, right? But if you look at his actual track record, right? And I can mention this again, but he stopped the ICC from taking a case from the Palestinian Authority, and what he done is he defunded. He stopped the ICC from doing their job. He made Jerusalem the capital of Israel at the time. So these are just these two examples by themselves, because if you look at what happened with the ICC, is that there were 50 people or something like that were killed. This was way before October the 7th.
What is the ICC?
It's the International Criminal Court. Yeah, so what happened was is that you had the Israelis, they came and shot down some people that, Palestinians in Gaza were doing protests. They were doing unarmed protests. There was not a...
Was this in 2018?
I think 2018, 19. Do you remember?
Yeah, we need to unpack that.
So what happened was that you had 250 people die, and the Israeli soldiers were shooting them. A lot of them were cripples, handicapped, all this kind of thing. Amnesty International has all these reports on them, you have independent organizations doing reports on it. So
just to add in, the UN did a 2019 report. It's a 250-page report, single-spaced, and they say that the Palestinians were unarmed. They were in a festive mood, and the report says, in quotations, the Israelis lined up their snipers, and they intentionally targeted children. Intentionally targeted journalists, intentionally targeted medics, and intentionally targeted disabled people.
Is this 2018 or 2019 happened?
It happened in 2018, but the report was published in 2019. Right, So when people say, "Oh, look, we need to have a peaceful thing,"
what happened with this then is that the Palestinian Authority took this as a case to the International Criminal Court. Trump at the time, he's the one who was in charge when. Basically, he stopped the ICC from going further. I think he blackmailed them essentially. And so what happened with that is that the PA, the Palestinian Authority, couldn't advance their case. So clearly he was working in the interest of the Israelis. So this is probably one of the best examples of Trump supporting Zionism. It's not just something, it's not lip service, it's actual support.
Yeah, there's that, but just so for your knowledge, Christians are like the Ahlul Kitab are close to us. There's many examples, like without sugarcoating, I'll be very honest with you, because I don't like sugarcoating. I'll be very honest with you. I'll give you examples where you'll be like, for example, in the Battle of Badr. At the same time, the Romans were fighting the Persians. Yes, some of the Mufassirin say that when the Romans, because Persians defeated the Romans, and then Allah obviously this is a policy in Surah Rum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the Romans have been defeated and they will come back and win. So some of them say that when the Muslims were celebrating, they were not just celebrating the win they did against the idol worshippers, but they were also celebrating the victory that the Christians caused the Persians, because the Persians are known as idolaters. So the Christians winning, the Roman Empire winning over them, was celebrated by the Muslims, by the Prophet and the Sahaba. They were happy that Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book, won over the polytheists. So that shows that we are even happy to their victory against idol worshippers. If you understood,
Well, when the Quran talks about the Christians, who is it talking? Is it talking about these Jesus worshiping Christians? Like, what Christians are they talking about?
We can eat from their. We can eat from their food. What do you think? What do you?
But isn't there another verse of the Quran that says that those who take Jesus as God do not believe in God?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Surah Baqarah.
But still, the thing is though, you're talking something very specific. Generally, we can eat from their meat. We can. We can marry them. So the thing is, I don't know what they say over their meat, but the point
exactly.
is,
if you can marry a Christian, and you're a Muslim, so clearly there's a level of unity that's allowed. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do we consider Christians idol worshippers?
Polytheists. Yeah.
Well, so what happened to that battle?
But the thing is this though.
But
they're known as Ahlul Kitab because the thing is
they have a different distinction.
Look, they believe in the angels, they believe in the prophets, they believe in the books, they believe in their judgment, and they do believe in God. The polytheists, they don't have this. They don't have this belief system of the hereafter. That's when the Quran they would say, after we have died, God is going to put us back together. They mock this. So the Ahlul Kitab, the reason why they're close is because they have belief systems that are very close to us. So even though they are polytheists, but Allah's given them a specific exception in this case. Why? Because they can pay jizya and live in the lands of the Muslims. And I know there's some Mufassirin that say that also some polytheists can do that as well. But the Jews and the Christians, they can pay jizya and have security over the Muslims. And some polytheists, they don't have that. With some rulings on polytheists, basically you either accept Islam or it's war.
So you have
many cases.
You have a category of polytheists.
Yes.
Okay, within it is Christianity, Christians, who obviously believe them to be polytheists. The Quran says it itself, right? إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ. That certainly the ones who, disbelieve from the Ahl Kitab and the polytheists are going to be in hellfire. All of them are the same in that sense. But you've got, let's say, an overarching category of polytheism. Christianity is within that.
Yeah.
But it has a special status in Islam because it has books which still have remnants of truth inside of it.
So it's like the levels of zina, how there's worse zina, there's levels of idol worship. Christianity is the least.
Like if you commit zina with your neighbor, it's not the same as. And for example, an old man committing zina, is it the same with a young man?
No. Okay.
That's why Prophet
So Christianity is the least worst form of idol or polytheism.
It is, but
as a religion, it has remnants of truth. So, for example, you have mention of the prophets. They have Jesus, Abraham, Moses. They believe in that stuff, which gives them a special status in Islam.
Yeah. And another thing to bear in mind as well, some Christians might be watching and they use this as an argument by saying, what if we were living under you? How would you treat us? Well, if we answer that head on and directly, the Prophet actually answered this directly. He said that with the people, non-Muslims that are living under Muslim leadership, dhimmis, that are living under Muslim rule, if you harm them, you harm me. This is the Prophet saying this. Like, we don't even tolerate images being drawn of the Prophet. But the Prophet is saying, you harm them, you have harmed me. And if you harm me, you have harmed God. And in another narration, it says that if you take the rights of the non-Muslims living under you, the Prophet will advocate in their favor on the Day of Judgment, i.e. against the Muslim that's taken their rights. And the list goes on and on. If you were to kill a non-Muslim, yeah, that's living again under Muslim lands, the punishment of that Muslim is to be put to death.
Is there an example of a Muslim nation like that with Christians and Jews?
It's
It's an opinion of one madhab.
it's like.
But is there an example in modern times of this happening?
What?
Of a nation with...
The example, we can take the example at the time of Umar bin Abdul Aziz. Yeah, he was one of the early caliphs, yeah, the leaders in Islam. And at his time, a Muslim killed a non-Muslim, and then his family was asked, what do you want to happen to him? And they said, we want him to be put to death. And he was put to death. At the time of Ali radiallahu anhu, again a Muslim killed a non-Muslim, and Ali radiallahu anhu asked, what do you want to happen to him? And they said, you know what,
But the vast majority don't believe that. They believe that a Muslim will not put to death for a disbeliever. There's hadith to that effect as well.
yeah, but there's hadith. But what I'm saying is that there's hadith.
I think there is an opinion as well.
Yeah, there are opinions,
like
and these have happened at the time of Sahaba, like happened at the time of Ali radiallahu anhu, had happened at the time of Umar bin Abdul Aziz, even in the Maliki fiqh books as well. That if you, this is actually in the Maliki madhab, and in the Hanbali kitab it actually says that if a non-Muslim is imprisoned, the Muslims are expected to utilize anything that's in their power to free that non-Muslim under their control.
Yeah,
I can give you the references for that.
Yeah. There is cases and opinions, but generally, overwhelmingly, a Muslim life, if a non-Muslim, if a Muslim kills a non-Muslim, there's generally it's not an eye for an eye.
So how politically involved should the modern Muslim be? Right, we should all obviously care about Palestine. We should reject Zionism, these things. But for like the Western Muslim, like someone like me, is it even worthwhile trying to support somebody like Trump when there's so many conflicts of interest?
The thing is that when it comes to any options that you're given, like they say, the right wing and the left wing, they're both wings of the same bird. Yeah, so that summarizes politics.
Right.
It's the illusion of choice.
Yeah.
Even here in the UK, be involved in politics and look at the system and look at how badly we're being screwed. But ultimately, the issue's not gonna, the solution's not gonna lie in this currently flawed system. Yes, there are certain people that are trying to make it work within the system, but in terms of the political peak of Islam, that was the caliphate.
Right.
Yeah, when we established the caliphate, we had our own rulership and leadership.
Right.
And today, again, we're trying to kind of, find our feet yet again. In the last 200 years, obviously Muslim nations have been seriously subjugated, and we're still trying to find our feet. Like, are we more aligned with the right? Are we more aligned with the left? The reality is we're,
neither, right?
Yeah, that's the reality.
Yeah.
And we take obviously the good, but the ultimate, it's supposed to be, getting leadership for
Because
our
the left
Muslim
wing has been
nations
more vocal.
independent of this.
The left wing has been more vocal on the anti-Zionist stuff than the right. If we're being totally honest about it, like with the people that we've been seeing on the streets in protests in London have mostly been left-wingers actually on the Palestine issue. I don't know, have you noticed that as well? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
You see gay pride flags at Palestine protests. Trans for Palestine.
But on that issue, we agree with them.
On LGBT, the right wing is very good, much better, of course, than the left wing. So there's definitely pros and cons. I mean, some people are asked, where would you want your family to live? Like with right-wing folk or left-wing folk. But again, how would you survive in a right-wing area with all these Trump flags and these rednecks and all these people that are obviously after your blood? And on the left, when you're afraid to even bend over without, things going wrong.
I prefer the right over the left, because the right wants to just kill you. At least you can die as a Muslim. The left wants your soul. They want you to leave Islam. So to me, the left is more dangerous than the right. The right just wants you. I want you to kill you. Okay, kill me as a Muslim. Thank you very much. I'll go heaven.
I think you're right. I think the left is
the left is more dangerous because the left wants your soul.
Micro kind of like influences.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't give a what's the most you're going to do to me?
And it's the way they're more influential. Like if we had to ask the question, what is more influential?
Yeah, and they want to ally with
on the Muslim community, in a negative sense that brings them away from the religion of Islam. I would hands down it's the left wing. Hands down it's the left wing, because a lot of the ideologies that we're seeing is usually promulgated and surrogated by the left. For example, feminism. Feminism is a great example. Liberalism is another example. communism, socialism, all these isms,
Yeah.
it's more convincing coming from a person who considers you to be a friend. Like 'cause the way the left wing comes is he'll come in as a friend.
Yeah.
He'll come in with a very approachable tone. The right winger, like look at Trump, look at his rhetoric. It's intended to alienate you. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, he said he was going to deport jihadists, and he was like, this is a speech from a week ago.
Oh, it's going to deport me.
He said he's going to deport jihadists and he's going to deport Hamas supporters in the U.S. Like, what Hamas people? He's acting like he's speaking as if there's Hamas in the U.S. This stuff doesn't make
He's
sense.
just using Israeli talking points.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
scare tactics to demonize Islam.
They're using the term Hamas is used to talk about the average Muslim.
Yeah.
To be honest, or the average pro-Palestine supporter.
Yeah.
By that they mean Hamas.
SNEAKO, who do you think tried to kill Trump?
That's a good question.
SNEAKO looks like he knows something.
No, he's if anything, he'd probably be supporting Trump.
I mean, I did vote for Trump in 2016, and
Yeah.
I do love a lot of the stuff he says.
Yeah.
I think he started ramping up a lot of the Israel talking points after that failed assassination attempt. He ramped it up times 10.
Yeah.
Before then, he wouldn't speak about it. He said like there was a couple snippets where he was talking about peace, and he didn't sound that favorable of Netanyahu. After the assassination attempt, Israel flags everywhere. Netanyahu comes to Mar-a-Lago, deport jihadists.
Complete U-turn.
He's on Truth Socials every day. He's talking about how he's the biggest Israel supporter, the biggest Israel supporter. Just today, he posted again about how he's the best. He's the best ally for the Jews.
So you're saying Mossad did it?
But I'm surprised because if Mossad did it,
No.
why wouldn't he go anti? It seems like, or maybe he's more scared for his
If
life.
somebody comes for your family, do you become more anti, or you really be careful what you say?
Malcolm X, for example, when they came for him, he just started going.
He's a top G, that's why.
He started going harder. He didn't revert back to where he was.
SNEAKO, what about Bassem Youssef? Bassem Youssef has disappeared from X.
But what's going on with that?
Recently he's put out a message saying that until the safety of my family is guaranteed,
unbelievable,
I'm
bro.
not coming back to X.
What's going on
and
with that,
some
man?
say that his family is in the West Bank and they are compromised. So he just disappeared of X, and some people were wondering.
Well,
Did he
Right.
deactivate his account?
He deactivated.
Yeah, because some people said that he was canceled. I think he deactivated it, so he must have got
But
threats.
this is the reason that he gave, because he's still on Instagram and on the other platforms.
Lucky
But he
guy.
said, until I can guarantee the safety of my family.
So he didn't change his rhetoric. He's just saying like my life is being
He
threatened.
hasn't said anything.
His family.
He just went
Said
silent,
it to my family.
especially on X, which, let's face it, is the most
The biggest
free.
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I don't know what you think about this, but the Tates finally said Israel controls the Matrix. 2 days later, they get arrested for the same case that's been ongoing for many years.
I don't understand about our brother Andrew Tate. He's talking about the anti-matrix, and then he's pushing people like this flipping scumbag Tel Aviv Tommy.
I think he retracted that.
He is the matrix. This guy is. He's not even.
Zionist.
Bro, he would get. He should be.
He's open
He
Zionist.
should be hanged for treason. Yeah. He's the one going against his own government by getting funded by an external government, causing riots in the UK. This guy, this is what he called treason. There's one guy who came to the park. He actually said, "I was." So that is the matrix. But Andrew Tate's pushing.
It's because he's
them.
old friends with this guy, but I think
don't
he
care if he's
disagrees
our
with
friend,
him.
bro. Look, the thing is, our loyalty is very, very important when it comes to Islam. My loyalty is with
Islam.
Look, it's very simple, yeah. My true family is here.
Alhamdulillah.
Very brutal. Let me be no, and I'm not saying it. Just, look, bro. When the Battle of Badr happened, there were Sahaba who were fighting their family members. Their father was on the other side. Their brother was on the other side, bro. They were fighting their family members. Why? We even know in the story of Nuh alayhi salam, when Nuh alayhi salam made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He saves him and his family. When he went on the ship and his son was not there and he got drowned, he said, "Oh Allah, you promised me that you're going to save my family." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rebuked Nuh alayhi salam and said, "Your family is who? No one but the believers." The believers, look, when excuse my language, when crap hits the fan, it's the believers that's going to be there, bro. Because there are family members that we all have that are disbelievers. Believe me, I have family members who are disbelievers, yeah? And some of the rhetoric they come out with, bro, I'm just like, wow. It just increases me in my faith, because I'm like, if things pop off, you're going to be on the other side. I can see it now. You're going to be there, bro. I'm going to be fighting you. So, to us, it's very important that our loyalty is with Allah and His Messenger and the believers. That is my allies, bro. I don't know anyone else of my allies. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to be compassionate to my family members who are, no, of course not. But bro, let me tell you something. Whoever it is, what Allah and His Messenger said is the haqq. It might sound weird to me. My own family, or my dad, or my brother, I guess, nah, bro, trust me.
Well, Tate's a new Muslim. Like he does a lot of this stuff he's not used to.
He is, but the thing is this, bro. I know it's his brother. I know to him family comes first, etc. His brother, look, I've got nothing against him. He's a Christian. But bro, if you don't pick your side, and when I mean side, I'm not telling him to turn against his brother. But this thing of, maybe like, compromising on your religion, certain stuff, I'm going to go praise Jesus and this, that. It's bro, your loyalty is very clear, yeah? If you have a brother that's a Christian, all well and good, the Ahlul Kitab, we're close to them, many things. But when it comes to certain things, I can't do that. Not, oh, he's my brother, and I'm going to compromise and, go praise Jesus, or... Not that I'm saying there was some rumors, I don't know how true it is, so I don't want to get into speculations.
I don't think he knew. I think when he said, I'm going to go praise Jesus, he's like, oh, Jesus is a prophet, so I'm going to show respect.
He said Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up from a Christian background, so he's used to that terminology. I make that mistake too sometimes. Sometimes I curse, I say, Jesus Christ. Like, there's no fundamentals in Islam.
I used to do that when I came to Islam. I had that, the blue eye, the Turkish eye.
Yeah.
But I used to do stuff like this.
The jaw eye.
Yeah, I used to do that. But
knock on wood, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, you're used to old habits.
It took me about a year to get out of that.
It's been about a year for Andrew.
Yeah. Inshallah.
Who do you think tried
I think on the whole, though, I think there's hope for Andrew Tate. Like, there are certain brothers that they're saying that when it comes to Andrew, he's not around strong brothers, he's not around a good crowd, and because of that, he kind of alternates.
Brother.
I'm sure, hopefully, we do have hope in him. But the thing is that I think Andrew's decisions have made a big impact here in the UK. Like, he was one of the 4 biggest channels whose tweet just went viral. In fact, what's his name? Nigel Farage quoted him as well, threw him under the bus, saying that, I got it from Andrew Tate. And which is ironically what Hijab said as well, because Hijab made this point that the far right, they will drop you. They will drop you when you don't suit their agenda. And that's exactly what we're seeing, and I think Tate's going to learn this the hard way. Because he has done videos with Katie Hopkins, Tommy Robinson, and these guys that now they're relevant post October the 7th. But as that dies down, they're going to be back to being irrelevant again. Mm-hmm. And then Tate needs to realize that, you know what, this is something that is not only in this world, but it continues in the hereafter as well. Yeah, so it continues in the hereafter. Yeah. And that's the thing, sometimes we think that everything is just this world. And you asked this question at the beginning as well, that look, I go to the club and certain people bring me in, and I know it's difficult, and that was actually a really good question, but the thing is, bro, you have to ask yourself that, Allah forbid, if something was to happen to you right now, right now, if you just dropped right now, just people around them, oh, what's going on, let's call the ambulance, this, that. After you're buried, bro, people would be eating RIP in the chats, and people would be talking about you, liking, posts, and he said this to me last time. Oh, was it Mossad? The last tweet was about this, or was it these guys that go?
And then you're dead,
bro. You're gonna be in the grave alone. You're gonna stay there alone. You're gonna be raised alone, bro. You're gonna be walking on that bridge alone.
Brother, he was born
You're
alone.
going to be by yourself, and that's the bottom line. On the day of judgment, your kids, inshallah, when you get them, your wife, inshallah, your family won't want to know you. And it's that we're supposed to work towards. Death, that can come at any time. We're deluded in thinking that we've still got 20, 30 years left. Bro, it can happen now. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen the day after. This is for you. And bro, mashallah, Allahumma barak, I'm not just praising you to your face. Yeah. You're a really good content creator. You don't need to go into no crappy club.
It wasn't even my stream. It was Fuzi. I'm not blaming him, but he's a good friend of mine. He's a good brother.
But you can speak to him on a level. Say, bro, you're Muslim, and you know what? Can we do another? I want to celebrate with you. Why don't we do something outside, like at this location? I want to celebrate with you. I just don't want to do it in the club, bro. That would be dawah for him as well. Because he's a Muslim, he is probably one of the few that will understand your sentiment.
Thank you, brother.
And you'll probably affect him as well. So many brothers that, mashallah, you've affected. So it's this strength, bro. It's this strength that if you continue it on, you're going to be the means of other people being guided as well. And bro, trust me, bro, no alcohol on this table. And even in the other streams that you've had with these brothers, no alcohol, no drugs, and they've been high like,
Can I tell you a funny story? We were just in Croatia, and we were walking on a boat. I was with the Warner, and there was a Moroccan guy sitting on a bench, and some people are coming up taking pictures. And he's like, "Oh, I saw you guys. You did the Ramadan streams with Mohammed Ajad, Zishan Ali, and Ali Dawah." We're like, "Yeah." I go up to him like, "Yeah, we did. Did you?" It's like, you were drinking something. Because we were laughing so much, Mohammed Ajab and his laugh. He's like, you must have been smoking. Like, no, we don't smoke. What are you talking about? It's Ramadan. I was like, it's not good to represent Islam like that during Ramadan. You were passing something under the table. I'm from Manchester, I know. It's like THC drinks passing under the table. So that stream, according to him, we were like passing weed drinks and getting drunk. That's why we were laughing and having fun. A lot of people can't comprehend.
No, they can't.
that we could sit down, have conversation, and laugh without being under the influence of drugs.
Natural high, bro, and this natural high comes from Islam. It comes from believing in the Most High. You believe in Him, bro. There's a saying: perfect your relationship with Allah, He will perfect your relationship with the people. I promise you this, bro. I will lay my life on the line for this quote, bro. And try this. Perfect your relationship with Allah. Take bits to the side. Take some time alone. Pray to God. Make supplication. Anything that you're struggling with, bro, raise your hand. Speak to Him. Have this one-on-one with Him. Sacrifice for His sake. And I promise you, the next time we meet, you're going to give me examples that, bro, it's funny you said this last time, because I gave this up, I got this in return. I gave this up, I got this in return. Because, bro, this is how it works. When you give up things for the sake of Allah, Allah gives you this
rewards you with something greater.
And the hereafter as well. And this is what the natural high is. For them, bro, they go to the pubs and the clubs, and the only way they can tolerate each other is by having flipping a pint this big, having all these multiple shots, you know, snorting stuff. But what sort of friendship is this? It's not. It's just not a cheap friendship.
Imagine
that you need to be drugged just so you can sit in someone's company.
Can you imagine Hijab? Can you imagine Hijab being drunk?
Oh my
Just
God.
imagine.
Last stream I thought he was.
Imagine without alcohol. Imagine if he's drunk.
Well, I hallucinated one time. Did I tell you that?
No, I didn't hear this.
Oh, you didn't hear this?
I was taking morphine and I had that, bro. I hallucinated, and I can't, tell you the whole story. But
did you have Luciferian thoughts?
Well, I had Luciferian. I'm telling you, I was taking morphine. Because I had like pulmonary embolism, so it was painful, and it was like a concoction of different drugs and stuff like that. At one point, I don't know what happened, but I started like vomiting all over the place. Sorry to say, you're eating and stuff, but hallucinating and stuff like that. Bro, I went into this. This is probably what they do when they take these trips or whatever. You know what I mean? They go into these like trips or something. Bro, it was like, on YouTube when you put 0.5.
Yeah.
I felt like everything was so slow, and then it felt like I was going in and out of existence. And at the time, my wife was videoing it. I had the video, bro, but I was wearing like underwear. Yeah.
Were you in the hospital or you at home?
No, this bit here was I was at home, and I was like talking, like a roadman, like a proper roadman. With the thing with the underwear, and I started like talking this and that.
I'm sure she didn't take you seriously.
Woke up. I woke up and I saw paramedic. I was in the hospital basically. It was that bad. I saw a police officer as well. And
is this real?
I swear to God.
And then what happened?
Basically.
No, come on, how are you gonna... Come on, no.
I'm gonna do a Whoopi Goldberg.
I can't go
Whoopi Goldberg, bro.
I told you the story, but I don't think I should go further.
Yeah.
You know the story.
But he was under the influence.
One second, are we open to Q&A? There's some people on my live who want to ask some questions, or you don't want to take questions?
Can we in a bit?
Okay,
there's a couple more things I want to ask.
Okay, a couple of things I want to ask. Guys, we are going to do the Q&A, inshallah. Also, guys, there's a donation link there for the Dawah table. You can donate, we'd highly appreciate it. Inshallah, please.
Donate.
Of course, with the Dawah table.
What's going in your pocket?
None of it. I'm a trustee. I don't get a single penny. It's going to the Dawah table. We've got Dawah table, Leicester Square.
Yes, sir.
Speakers Corner, inshallah. The brothers, the team, inshallah. Not a single penny is going to my pocket, alhamdulillah. So, guys, if you want, please donate. We really appreciate it. SNEAKO, do you want to tell them to donate, please?
Of course. Do as Ali Dawah says.
Nah. Okay, so ask them a couple of questions, and then we'll ask. There's some questions they want to ask us. We'll get to that. But inshallah, let's carry on.
Okay.
For your streams now, you said they're going to move from Rumble. You're going to try other streaming platforms.
We'll see.
Well, isn't it?
We'll see. I don't know how much I can have these conversations on other platforms. That's why I know Islam doesn't agree with free speech, but having some
to an extent.
To an extent, yeah.
So, I mean, neither does this society either.
Right. There's no society that actually has free speech.
Absolute free speech.
It doesn't exist. Free speech absolutism is a myth.
Exactly.
You guys are right about that. But Rumble does allow a lot of conversations politically that I can't have on other platforms. I don't think I can talk about what we've been saying so far and be comfortable that I'm not going to get banned on other places. Mm-hmm. But while we're on the subject, what has the UK riots been like? We're here in London. Everyone told me not to come. I was just with, you mentioned Zerka earlier, I was just with an Albanian. He said, don't go to UK, they're going to stab you, all this stuff. No. But it's fine. We're driving all around today. We've been all over London.
Bro.
Nothing. I haven't seen anything.
London especially, compared to the other cities, has been fine. Yeah, because London's very cosmopolitan. And even when it comes to, I think it was initially in the first couple of days that the far right actually had a presence.
Yeah, man.
But then thereafter, I think the counter protests were vast outnumbering the far right. And because of that, bro, they just dwindled and their effectiveness wore out. It actually became a joke, a parody. So it was only the first day or so that they actually surprised people, and I don't think even the police were prepared. Thereafter, they started posting it everywhere. Bro, there were people traveling from south all the way to north. Bro, these people can't contend when it comes to on the street, hand-to-hand combat.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Let's be frank.
That's why I was on the streets.
What do you think the goal is with Islam in the UK? Is it a caliphate?
I think people are ridiculous. But we're 5% of the population, man.
Only 5?
Yeah, what are we like? 7%? Something like that?
No, we're lucky
like
with
that,
Yeah, 7%.
In London, it's got to be at least 20.
13, 14% according to the census.
Really?
Yeah. But like Birmingham is like 20%. Bradford is about 39%. That's the most, I think.
It's fear tactics, man, bro.
Like, we're 5 million. We're 5 million
Bro,
out of 70 million.
Let me tell you something.
Out of
Yeah,
70?
They say
It only
Muslims
looks a
are
lot.
taking over.
It only looks a lot because you come to cities with a lot of Muslims. So if you come to Birmingham, if you come to London, if you come to Manchester, if you go to Birmingham, Bradford, there's a lot of Muslims in those places. It's like anything between 10 to 40%. Yeah. But the rest of the country, like if you go to the rest of the country, like it's not like that. The rest of the country is majority white, bro. Vast majority. Look at the census. Yeah. What you got to do is look at the 2021 census. This is a fear tactic that has been put by the far right to make it look like Muslims are taking over the country.
Bro, how are we taking over though? What, with halal food we're taking over?
Yeah.
What, because we put halal behind the King's Meal or Warburton bread, we're taking over with bread rolls, or we're putting up lights in Ramadan.
6.5%.
Let's be honest.
In the UK.
Let's be honest. Like, how are Muslims actually taking over? Okay, the London mayor is Muslim, but he goes to these LGBT marches. Like, what is he actually doing? But then on the flip side, let's look at Israel and what they're doing with the UK. Oracle is a company that looks after the data for the Home Office, for Ministry of Defence, and for the NHS. Yeah, Oracle looks after that. Who owns Oracle?
Probably
somebody called Larry Ellison, who's chums with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Okay.
In fact, to such a degree that he gave directorship. He offered directorship to Benjamin Netanyahu. And now this is how close they are.
Yeah.
If that's not it, he's the biggest funder to the Friends of the IDF. This is Oracle, bro. Then if you look at Celebrite, you know when police stop you and they hack your phone, they use a software called Celebrite. And Celebrite is owned by an Israeli intelligence company.
So they have all my data?
Well, if the police hack your phone, they're using Celebrite. And here's the thing. It's headed by Unit 8200, which again is Israeli intelligence. But the owner said in a newspaper, Israeli newspaper, Y.net, we have remote control access to this data.
Really?
So they run your country.
Remote control access.
So they run your country. Zionists are running your country.
If that's not it, then you've got nice systems. Yeah, nice systems control the data for the Foreign Office and control the data. Police use this in their investigations as well. And NICE, they're owned by a subsidiary of Elbit Systems. And Elbit Systems is the biggest Israeli arms manufacturing company. If that's not it, BT, who's responsible for
British
our
Telecom.
British Telecom. No. It's called British Telecom.
Really, bro?
And it's owned by a French Israeli called Patrick Drahi. And Patrick Drahi, Allahu Akbar. Patrick Drahi, if you look at he owns the Israeli channel I-24.
Does he?
And I-24 were the first perpetrators of the 40 beheaded babies.
Oh,
The I-24. They were the first ones that started this whole thing.
I told you,
And
don't
they
mess with
are,
Isha.
I-24 was made...
sounds like Lokina.
Yeah, well, I got it from him.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I-24 actually came, and they were made by a offshoot of Haaretz, the famous newspaper. to be close with the Netanyahu family. And of course, Patrick Drahi supports organizations that are building on settlements as well. So when you want to talk about who's actually running and dealing with the data, and look, Labour, friends of Israel, Conservative, friends of Israel. Well, where's the Muslims, friends of Israel?
And also, I think there's another thing that's been perpetuated, which
United Israel.
And Tommy Robinson himself,
Stephen Yaxley Lennon.
Stephen Christopher
Ten of it,
Yaxley
Tommy.
Lennon. And even Tommy Robinson, what is he saying? If there was a war, I'd be fighting for Israel. And then he goes, listen, I've got the clip.
There's no way he said that.
Yeah, I'll send you the clip.
He would have fought for
Why
anyone.
he said that?
If there was a war, and he says, I'd probably start it.
Yeah.
He said, I'd probably start it after this sesh. And then he goes, I would be on the side of Israel. And then he smiles and he goes, why not? Why not?
And he's a patriot.
And he's
With
got
dual allegiance.
he's got an Irish passport.
He wouldn't even do a boxing match.
Irish
He did it
mom
outside.
with allegiance to Zionism. I mean, what a joke this man is. In fact, even his group EDL, English Defence League,
maybe it's not what I'm
it
saying.
was first registered as English and Jewish Defence League.
Yeah. Yes, in the beginning.
The patent is there. You can search
And
for
by
it.
the
The
way, you
patent
know-
is there.
That's not true.
It's true.
It's true. Go check it.
I'll send
English
you
and
the
Jewish
screenshot.
Defence League.
I'll send you the screenshot.
What's the population of Jews in the UK?
It's
Negligible.
It's like 0.3, 0.5.
Negligible.
You know, there is
and then he
actually-
changed it to English Defence League, and these people are going around, Patriots, mate, yeah, England, mate, yeah, Rule Britannia, mate. Yeah, St. George,
believe
the one
that.
who has their flag, St. George's flag,
0.5.
he never stood, he never came to this country, he's never been in the UK, St. George. They say either he's Turkish or he's Palestinian. So the flag that they have, St. George's
Are
flag,
you sure he was in Pakistani?
and even England, England was colonized by Germanics, people that came from Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Even Londinium. It's a Roman construct. So I mean, who are you people really, if not colonizers? Even look at Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland are just colonized by England,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
by
Of
us.
course.
So I mean,
It's mad if you go to Northern Ireland, bro, they've got Israeli flags there and everything.
Everywhere.
Not everywhere, but in lots of places. And if you go to Ireland, it's the opposite. Palestinian flags everywhere.
Excuse me?
Yeah, if they're really patriots, then there should be the same amount of backlash towards all the Israeli flags as there are towards Muslims praying and eating halal food.
But here's the thing as well, bro. Like, do you know there's this falsehood that's been perpetuated, which is that, okay, well, if it was a Muslim country, there are examples of Muslim countries. You just been to one of them. Bosnia is a Muslim country.
Yeah.
It's like what 50-something% Muslim.
I would say much more than 50.
Officially it's 50-something.
Sarajevo looked like 90%.
Yeah, but officially on paper it's something 50-something%. But it's not, probably unofficially 60%, 70%. But the reason why it's like that is because there's Croatians coming in, okay, Serbians coming in, and so what is this if not immigration? Do we see the same thing in Bosnia that we see here? For example, there's way more Christians coming into a Muslim country, which is Bosnia, for example. Than another example is Malaysia. But Malaysia, there's 22% of the population is Chinese. 22%. It's a Muslim majority country. Okay. Another, like, I don't know, maybe 15-20% is Indian. That's Malaysia, bro. It's a Muslim majority country. We're talking here about 6.5% of the population of Britain is Muslim. 6.5%.
SNEAKO,
5 million
champagne.
people.
What's going on, SNEAKO? We told you it's all supposed to be halal, and you're ordering champagne bottles.
That wasn't me.
That was me, brother.
Now that Moroccan guy he's going to know that he's
Now,
going to
guys,
take this as evidence.
Now, this is a moment where we need you guys to assume the best in us, right? I don't
Yes,
know
we
about-
can. It's an opinion in the Hanafi madhab, bro.
Let me show them. I want to beat the allegations before this dude in Croatia feels vindicated. Gold emotion. Okay, so it says sans alcohol, which means without in French. There's no alcohol in this bottle.
It's apple juice.
It is.
Pretty much.
With gold flakes in it.
Okay,
All right,
but
let's-
Effectively.
How do we open this thing? I have no experience.
you have to leave that to me.
Oh, you know how to do that. Why are you hitting it? You got it, bro.
No, it's okay.
No, come on, you hold it very naturally. That's exactly how they hold it. Look at
You
it.
guys want to pop it?
No.
It's bigger. You know what to do. Come on.
It's probably here.
Yeah, now somebody wanted apple juice. In the meantime, guys,
Yeah. So, bro, we're talking about 6.5% of the population. Look what these guys are doing for 6.5% of the population. Look at there's many Muslim countries with like more than that. Egypt has got like maybe 15%, 10% Christian population. Fair enough, they're indigenous. I'm not saying that they're immigrants. They're not immigrants, but they're indigenous. But nevertheless, there's coexistence. Look at, for example, Ghana. It's almost 50-50. Nigeria, 50-50. It's not as if we can't coexist, man.
1 second.
It's just a smoke screen.
Smoke
For
screen.
as they take over slowly, the data.
Do you think a lot of the whites have realized that? The ones that are upset, have they realized the Zionists?
Oh my!
Oh, don't. Allahu Akbar. Don't be scared.
That was a weak Allahu Akbar, bro.
That's the first time in history someone ever said that on this occasion.
No, he got scared because it was.
I got scared as well.
Have the white people in the UK realized how they were infiltrated by Zionists yet?
Look how we've
The thing is, bro, that they realize it,
Look how
but the thing is, anyone who speaks out, they get cancelled, they lose their job, they become blacklisted, so they've learned to just live with it. They've learned to just accept it. They've learned to just stay quiet. When you get them off camera and you speak to them, they will admit this sort of stuff, but yeah.
But they
This
can't
is
admit
good
they're
stuff
wrong.
here. It's not for you guys, man. This is only for the content creators. No,
Give me some of that.
This is good.
I said for the content
They're
creators.
the real champs. Give it, bro. It's apple juice.
There you go,
Bang it.
Give me some of that good stuff.
Hannah, for your opinion.
I drink it from the bottom.
Zisha, let me ask you, who do you think tried to assassinate Trump?
You know, I asked you this because I thought you were going to be on this side as well. I got from your answer that you were swaying on this as well, and I'm swaying on that side as well. I do think that Trump.
It's not wine. He doesn't know how to drink, but this is wine you do like this.
This is Muslims. Like this is the closest we'll ever get to alcohol, but we get excited. You know what I mean?
You know what? Truthfully, I don't know, but the case that people are saying that it's the Zionists because of what Trump was saying beforehand, and I think that the case that you made of the complete U-turn that he did with regards to Israel, whilst before he was like, yeah, under my watch it wouldn't have happened, I would solve the whole thing, and yeah, this shouldn't happen, yeah, they need to stop, blah, 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 and then completely
Free the
simping.
hostages.
Yeah, simping
stuff.
for them. Literally simping for them.
It doesn't look right, man. It looks for humiliation. Humiliation ritual.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, that's why I think the argument is strong to say when people say that, yeah, there must be some Zionist interference. I think there's credibility to that story. I don't think you can write that hypothesis off completely. And I think that's definitely is definitely part of the discussion.
Hijab, what did you think about the PBD interview with Dan Bilzerian?
Oh, that guy's Patrick is a snake.
Patrick Brett David said,
He's a snake.
he's like, oh, we've all seen the rape videos of Hamas.
Oh, this guy's a
And
joke.
Dan Bilzerian shot at him, he's like, what rape videos? Since then, PBD has not shown any videos.
Of course he's not.
He believed that without ever seeing it. Isn't it crazy how propaganda can work?
Well, Josh,
He's such a
How
big
could-
snake. Actually, you know what?
he's
I
a-
challenge you. PBD, you Zionist scum pig. I challenge you to a boxing
Well, he's
match.
not in the same weight category. Let's be honest, man.
I don't care, dude. He's a big guy, right? He's
He's a pretty big guy.
you drop weight for him.
Yeah, dude. I challenge you to a boxing match. You Zionist pig.
You don't need to drop weight because you're going to drop him. Get me.
There you go.
Okay, no more dessert.
Can I ask
Is
Bro, the Christians should be allying with Muslims. Let me tell you something. If you look, read the Talmud.
Is he Christian, PBD?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, check this out. We believe we honor Jesus. We believe in his mother. We have a whole chapter on his mother. We believe that he's a Messiah. He's going to come and kill the Antichrist. In the Judaism faith, what they believe is that he is in the hellfire. His mother's an adulterer. How does it make sense that a religion that glorifies and believes in Jesus, no Muslim can be a Muslim if he doesn't believe in Jesus, and then they go and take the side of the Zionists? It doesn't.
Judeo-Christian values.
So let me tell you something. But if there's anyone that's betraying the truth, it's actually the Christian side, not as Muslims. Our doors are always open to them because we believe in so similarity, so many things that are similar between us. Why are they taking the side of Zionism? Why? I really want to understand the logic. They insult Jesus. They believe that he's going to be in the pits of hellfire, burning in what? Feces. That's what they believe, by the way. And we glorify him, but you turn your back on us, and then all you're doing is attacking us.
Because the Messiah is going to come from there, Ali. Didn't you know that?
From where?
Sheesh.
So how does that mean? You
From
should
there,
back
they
him
have to help them.
Why?
You have to ally with them.
The
So
logic is
Jesus
the
can come
the logic
from
is
there.
the following. They are supporting Israel because they believe that once that's established, the temple, the Antichrist will come, and when Christ comes back, he's going to kill all the Jews. So actually, if you think about it, the Bible Belt Christians are supporting Israel at their demise. But it's basically they're saying, we're going to support you until Christ comes, and then we're going to slaughter you all. That's the logic, by the way.
I wonder how much of them actually do support. Like, I think it's probably the majority. But if you do a study on, like you said, Bible Belt Christians, Republican Christians, if you ask, do you support Israel? I think the majority of them probably actually do support.
Yeah, 90% do. 95%.
Yeah, vast majority.
But if you have like a simple line of questioning and you can convince them like that. I've been to Trump rallies and asked him, okay, do you believe in America first? Yeah. Okay, should we keep giving money to Israel?
Yeah.
No. So you don't support Israel? Yeah. Like it's really that easy.
Yeah.
It's just they see the flags next to the American flag for so long, they start believing that this is what they should believe in. It's that easy. It's that easy.
Also, I think there's a civilizational. Salam.
What's up? Who are you?
Come. Bro, let him come.
So I did for.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want
He's
to
the
make sure
champ,
you're not
bro.
the random person. Okay, cool.
Hey, how are you?
And SNEAKO.
Oh, we're in the middle of a podcast right now, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's fine.
You ready?
Yeah, he does stuff for SNEAKO as well.
Oh, okay.
He's your guy's buddy, bro.
Is he?
I mean, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. How are
Bro,
you?
he's doing interesting stuff as well.
Speaking of a guest, should we bring him?
Oh, yeah. We have a special guest here.
I brought a special guest for the. Is he here?
Are you ready with it? Okay.
Okay.
Give him a minute.
All right.
No, my God, you should tell me, bro. I'm on, I got all the junior-
He's on bodyguard mode.
Before you guys knew, bro.
No, I didn't.
You didn't tell us anything.
Bro, you guys. Oh, okay, we'll talk later.
Okay.
So, anyway, guys, carry on donating for the Dawah table. In the meantime, what about the Dawah? Which one? It's better. Yes, inshallah, carry on donating. What about questions? Can we get some questions, SNEAKO?
Sure, yeah. We got a minute.
If there is any questions for SNEAKO, I am Mona, Hijab, Zishan. Let us know, inshallah. Guys in the back, you can let us know if there's any questions.
Where do we look for the questions?
They're going to tell us.
There's no questions, Ali.
Yeah.
carry on.
I don't know what
Carry
they
on
were.
with the fundraising. Okay. Yes, SNEAKO.
Well, so we briefly touched on it, but what advice would you have, and I guess I fall into this category a bit, what advice would you have for Andrew Tate? Because we've all seen the criticisms for supporting the far right, and even though he's doing overwhelming good, but for supporting the far right, committing shirk, what advice would you have for someone like him?
I think I actually speak to him privately. I spoke to him just today. You know what I mean? So, but what I would say to him is the stuff that I've been saying to him privately. But the main thing is, I think, strategically and morally, these are two different conversations. Yeah, morally, it's very straightforward. You just have to look at what the Quran says. If you take the Quran as now a moral guide, it's like any authority, bro. Like if you've got an issue, and I've made this example before. If you've got an issue with your health, you go to a doctor. He does a diagnostic, and at the end of it, he gives you a prescription. That's how it works. And if you trust in the authority of this doctor, you will follow the prescription set by the doctor. Now, if you accept the authority of the Quran, if you truly accept the authority of the Quran and Sunnah, that truly the Prophet Muhammad was a final prophet, that he has evidence to prove that he was a final prophet, okay, then أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. The Quran says that, does he not know what he created, and he is the all-subtle, all-aware. God knows exactly what he created. He knows what is the best belief system, the best practical application, etc., etc. So the moral discussion is always going to be clear. You know, when it comes to the far right, as we mentioned before in chapter 58 of the Quran, the very final verse, verse 24, لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر ويدون من حد الله ورسوله. That you will not find someone who truly believes in Allah and the last day, that they will be in a loving relationship with those who are antithetical, they are oppositional to Allah and His Messenger, even if they were their fathers or their brothers, etc., etc. So that's one thing. It's not just. By the way, the verse is not saying non-Muslims. To be clear, it's saying those who are oppositional to you.
Yes.
You cannot be, and to your people, essentially, you cannot be good to them. Another verse is chapter 60, verse 8. Yeah, it's a very key verse, which is, you know,
Allah does not forbid you from being just and kind to
لا
those who don't
ينهاكم
fight you.
الله.
Allah does not forbid you from being just and kind to those who did not kick you out of your houses and fight you. So God is saying you can be kind to them, not to the ones that fought you.
It says لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين. That God does not forbid you to be kind with those disbelievers, who are not trying to kill you or take you out of your homes, and tabarruhum wa tuqsitu ilayhim inna Allah yuhibbul muqsitin, that you're good with them. In fact, it's not just that our relationship with disbelievers should be okay, it's just kind of cordial. No, we should be good to them. That's what the Quran states. We should be good to them. Tabarruhum means be good to them. Bar means good. Tabarruhum, be good to them. Wa tuqsitu ilayhim, be just with them. That inna Allah yuhibbul muqsitin, that certainly Allah loves those who are just. إِنَّمَا يَنْهَاكُمُ اللَّهُ, that certainly Allah, He forbids you from being good to those who are fighting you or kicking you out of your homes. So if people are antithetical to the cause of Islam and all the Muslims, it's not allowed, it's forbidden. According to Quran 58:24, Quran chapter 60 verse number 9, to be good with them. Okay, so that's the moral discussion. Strategically, you and I both can see, and everyone can see, that the strategy of Andrew Tate has been a failure.
You think so?
Well, in this recent episode, not in his gender discussions, not in his opposition to feminism, not in his male empowerment stuff, he's been iconic with that stuff. He's been the best maybe in the world in that stuff. But on this episode, he has been an abject failure, frankly, because what he's tried to do is he's tried to connect two things together. He's tried to connect two parties who are oppositional to each
opposites
other. And somehow create a middle ground. I mean, it works if you're going to bring two people that are quite close to each other and create a middle ground. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could do that with certain groups of the same party, for example. Like, for example, you could, political groups or religious groups, but they're quite close. There's a lot of flesh that joins. There's nothing here. There's no flesh that joins us with these people. They don't like us. They hate us. They hate our existence. So what are we to sympathize with? What are we to empathize with? What are we to respect? There's nothing we can respect about a people that hate our existence. It's very difficult to respect. So the tone of, okay, well, you have to be compassionate, because I went back and forth with him, and his argument to me was, you have to be compassionate with these guys. I can empathize, I can understand where these guys are coming from. Okay, you've got 6.5% of your country, that are Muslims, okay. It's not that big of a deal, guys. I'm sorry to say, as we mentioned before, there are Muslim countries with 40% of the country that's not Muslim, okay, from other countries. They're dealing with it. So likewise, now they've got citizenships, we've got citizenships, we've got to deal with it. I don't see much more that can be said about that, But then, so the strategy, I would say, with Andrew Tate's strategy with this right-wing stuff has been an abject failure. And we've seen him lose supporters on both sides. Just take a look at his comments. Just look. Someone can do a data analysis. Use AI, ChatGPT, use something. Copy and paste all the comments, give it to ChatGPT, give it to some AI tool, and say, what is the popular opinion? And put the parameters on Muslims, conservative Muslims, traditional Muslims, B, right-wingers, far-right people that would sympathise with Thomas Robinson, whatever it is, in regards to Andrew Tate on this issue. You'll see negative. What he's done is he's created a negative public opinion about him on both camps, because when you try and please everyone, you end up pleasing nobody. Exactly. And there's actually a hadith to that effect. There's a hadith that says that if you try and please the people with in the displeasure of God, Allah makes the people displeased with you.
And Allah will be displeased with you.
And I think there's also a verse of the Quran as well, chapter 2, verse 120. It says, never will the Jews and Christians be pleased with you until you follow their faith. Say Allah's guidance is the only true guidance, and if you were to follow their desires, after all the knowledge that has come to you, there will be none to protect you or help you against Allah.
So it goes back to priorities of submitting your will fully to Allah.
If he comes,
it comes back there.
The thing is, though, bro, you touched on a point, and I think, having said that, the Muslim community also have to be a bit more compassionate, and I stick by this.
The community is toxic, but to all us. They're just they're like that to us, Aki.
Well, they learned from you, Ali.
They slaughter us. If you want mercy, then Andrew Tate will finish. But one thing I'll say to Andrew Tate is, would he ever have those interviews if Tommy Robinson spent 10 years insulting his mother? If Kate Hopkins was insulting Andrew Tate's mother, would he ever invite them for common interest?
The answer is no.
Okay. The Prophet ﷺ is more beloved to us than our mother and our father ever put together. Simple as that. So if you will not do that for someone insulting your own mother, then again, look, I understand Iman takes time, faith takes time. So he's not at that level. That's what Allah says in the Quran to the Bedouins. He says, do not say you are a mu'min. You're not a mu'min. Your faith hasn't entered your heart. You are still a Muslim. That's why we say every mu'min is a Muslim, but not every Muslim is a mu'min. So we understand there's a stage, it's getting there. But I don't know, I just feel like sometimes, he can invite many other Muslims to his platform. He can speak about this. I don't know if he's studying the religion. I don't know. I'm just saying this recent things has
to give him the benefit of that, he hasn't been around any Muslims.
But Aki, he has the access. But he has the access, Aki. Look, he's got you guys. Bro, you have the access, bro. You have it. Make most of it.
Abdul Wahab, the thing is, he was brought up in Luton, innit? And Luton saw a lot of racism, especially if you're in the UK and in Canada, you know what the P word the slur against Asians, and especially in the 1960s, like that was used before destroying shops, before killing people. Like people were on edge. Like you couldn't be visibly Asian or Muslim. If people were going to do anything, they would literally have that sprayed on your door, be shouting that as they're, violating your family. Somebody that's lived through that, that's seen that, for somebody to be casually plastering that around, showing migrants to be brown people, carrying daggers, and just treating it like a joke. Yeah. You can't attribute ignorance to him. He is somebody that's lived through that, that is aware, he's from that area. So there's, with somebody that's not from there, you can attribute a bit of ignorance. But the thing is, I don't know, there was a time that people were like, is he okay? Like he's just,
I think
what's he doing?
With Andrew Tate, I think there's a part of him, which is really grandiose, and I think a part of him who just wants to see how much he can get away with.
Yeah, maybe.
He'll mention N-word, P-word, this and that. He wants to see how much people, he wants to see how much he can kind of get away with, like, you know what I'm trying to say? And he'll lose people in the process. Because when you do that once or twice, like I was just speaking to some brothers from
how is that helping people get out of the matrix, though?
It's not. It's I think it's a personal thing.
Isn't that helping people get into the matrix?
By
increasing that divide.
Using curse words?
Yeah, no, like when you're increasing a divide, when you're using words that are used by a specific demographic to bully and intimidate a minority.
Because you're taking away the power from them. If the word has no weight to it anymore because everybody's using it, then it's yours now. You own it. It's like black people retaking the N-word.
But that's black people reclaiming that word. You've got Pakistanis, if they reclaim that word, that's fine. But if somebody who's a mixed race, black and white person, randomly using that word, and then, a week later showing an immigrant that's brown with a dagger coming and saying, yeah, this is what the stabber looked like. And then when we found out it was a black kid called Axel Ruda Kobana,
a Christian guy,
who was a choir boy.
Born in Cardiff.
He didn't say anything. And when the second stabber ended up being a white Romanian, he didn't put up another picture of a white guy, with a Romanian flag coming over and stabbing. Do you see? So there's a bit of disparity.
I think,
and a bit of foul play.
There's a bit of out of touch. He's a little bit out of touch, Because I think, what it is? When you're living in Romania, you forget the streets. This is the advantage of living in, like, wherever it is. If you live in London or New York and stuff, you speak to people. And you'll see their micro-expressions. Like, for example, if he was in a gathering like this, or let's say there was more brothers here, and he's with black brothers and Pakistani brothers, and then he said the P word and the N word, and then he gauged their reaction. They're like, brother, don't say that. Maybe in his mind he won't say it because he thinks, you know what, it's not worth me saying this kind of thing. But if you're in a house alone in Romania, he's losing that important interaction. He's becoming more and more out of touch. So the only way to get back in touch, when you're rich, bro, sometimes you kind of have to, especially if you're at that level of fame. He's at a higher level of fame than everyone on this table, by far, right? And so what it is that you're kind of forced to move away from everyone. That comes with the advantage of, okay, you're not going to be dealing with everyone, but it comes with the significant disadvantage of kind of losing touch with what's happening. Your life becomes...
How comes he maintains touch with the likes of Katie Hopkins and he does interviews with Katie Hopkins? He's got time to reach out to Nigel Farage and say, I support you and W there. How comes he's in touch when it comes to these things?
Yeah, exactly. He lets people in. He lets people in. I think the reason why he probably tried
Who has he let in from the other
far
side?
right narrative, the reason why he allowed that to happen is because, in a sense, they're all outcasts. In a sense, we're outcasts as well. But he's choosing his outcasts. So he's thinking, okay, who represents the non-mainstream narratives? Like, if you really think about it from that perspective, who represents non-mainstream narratives the most? Tommy Robinson, bro. He is the most, in many ways, non-mainstream person out there. Obviously, the contradiction is he's a Zionist.
Yeah,
that's
and he's a bigot.
And no, he's an open Zionist.
He probably saw he's banned on social media. He went to jail. This stuff.
Yeah. So there's what
he's
Andrew
like
Tate has learned, bro. He's learned 100%. I cannot tell you that. There's no way, unless he's deluded, he would. Everyone makes mistakes. What he has had to have learned is that, okay, I've tried this thing. I want to see how much I can get away with, and he didn't get away with it.
That doesn't seem like a very smart strategy for somebody at his caliber. Oh, how much can I get away with? What are you trying to achieve? What's his goal?
I think it's more of a psychological thing, bro. I think it's a psychological thing. When you get that, think about it, bro. When you're at that level of fame, that level of money, you develop a grandiosity. That's what you develop. You start thinking, okay, I am the top G. The truth is, no, seriously, I am the top G. But the truth is, you're the top G until you get it wrong. Every one of us is mortal. Every one of us is fallible. Every one of us has limits. Every one of us will be told. Every one of us is susceptible to criticism. Every single one of us goes to the toilet. Every single one. And Andrew Tate is an anxious personality, bro. I've read him. I know him as a brother. He's actually an anxious personality. He's, I would say, much more anxious than his brother, Tristan. Tristan's much more
He's admitted this himself.
Yeah, but you can see it. But he was saying, like, for example, he went to prison. He was drinking coffee after coffee after.
He's always doing something.
Smoking cigars. It's addiction. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, we were talking about. Sorry to say, bro. Sorry to say, you can make it look like masculinity, but it's actually just addiction. You're addicted to coffee. You're addicted to tobacco.
Yeah.
You might be addicted to sex. I don't know what you're addicted. Like, you know what I mean? You're just an addict. Okay, so what you're trying to cover? Anxiety. Okay, and you're addicted to Twitter. Islam, one of the great things about Islam is it will solve your addictions.
Yeah.
Wallahi, that's the whole point of fasting. That's the whole point of Hajj. That's the whole point of. Let's see, you got a sugar addiction. You've got a coffee addiction. You've got a cigar addiction. You know what I mean? I'm not even going into halal haram, but you've got an addiction. Don't try and dress this up as a masculine behavior. It's addiction. You can try and make it, because I've seen some of his tweets. He was like, I drink
20 coffees.
20 coffees a day.
Cigarettes.
Brother, sorry to say, so you've just told the enemy how to deal with you.
Yeah.
Put you in a cubicle, put you in a cell, remove coffee. Yeah. You remove coffee, you're going to be banging your head against the wall. Do you get what I'm saying?
Until you pray.
Remove coffee, remove cigars. I don't see that as a strong bro. A strong person intrinsically, I'm not saying he's not strong, he's got strengths.
Are you talking about me?
No, of course not. Of course. But these are I actually consider them to be weaknesses, bro.
Now he's talking about you.
No, I'm telling you outright.
No, please don't.
I'm not saying anything about necessarily his lifestyle. People attack his lifestyle a bit too much. Okay, he's a nice watch or a nice car. He can have a nice watch or a nice car, but it's when you depend on those things. Right. To what extent Andrew Tate and his followers and everybody else has to ask themselves, to what extent is lavish living, is a nice car, is fame, is addiction to tobacco, addiction to coffee, whatever it is that you're addicted to what extent does that inform your self-worth? Like, without those things, what would you be? Remove yourself. Be an aesthetic for a week or a month. Put yourself in a room, dark room, you know what I'm trying to say, or a prison cell. Prison cell. Because you might have to be thrown into a prison cell. To what extent would you be able to self-soothe and manage your own emotions and modulate your own emotions? Islam gives you a way of doing that by connecting yourself to Allah, which is the most powerful thing, rather than to all of these substances and tobaccos.
That's a great point.
Actually, to be honest, you cannot tell me this is strength. I don't care what you say. If you're not a real man if you don't drink 2 coffees, 3 coffee a day, or 5, 10 coffee. That's, what kind of metric is this?
Right.
From the days of Aristotle until now, no man alive has made a metric. You're just ad hoc justifying your own addiction.
One thing I realized about people really on Deen, guys like Muslim Lantern and other friends I have, they don't drink any caffeine, no nicotine at all.
I mean, it's okay so long as you're not addicted. Like, for me, the thing is this, is like, the higher levels of spirituality is when you might love your kids. There's such a powerful hadith. People don't know this hadith, yeah? It's a hadith about children. That children are a makhbala, they're a majbana. That children, when you have children, they make you more miserly, they make you more weak, they make you more cowardly. This is obviously Islam encourages having children, yeah?
But it makes you cowardly.
It's saying that the hadith says, when you have children, it makes you more cowardly, it makes you more miserly. It makes you, why? Because you're always concerned about the child. You're always concerned. So what's it trying to show you? It's trying to show you don't attach yourself too much with people and things. Mm-hmm. Islam is a religion, which at the core and at the heart of it is, do not attach yourself with people and things, because both are going to let you down. The Quran clearly says, وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. The human being is ظَلُوم, he's oppressive, and jahul, ignorant. If you rely even on friends or family or close acquaintances for your happiness, for anything, you'll be let down by that. If you rely on substances, you'll be let down by that. That's why there's this concept in Islam called ghina nafs, which is self-sufficiency. It's the idea of literally being able to handle life alone. You don't and only depend on Allah. This is wallahi, if you can master this, and it's a struggle because we're living in a hyper, sexualized world. We're living in the age of distraction, the age of technology, the age of addiction. Bro, the message that we should be sending to young people is not drink 20 coffees a day. I'm not saying it's haram, by the way. I'm just saying not connect yourself with things and people that can let you down and hurt you, and that can be taken away and then put you into a withdrawal situation.
Simplicity. Islam is simple.
Islam is about depending on the independent one, not the dependent ones. It's about depending on the self-sufficient one. So the moment you can try and kind of have a barrier between you and the creation, every part of you and the creation, have a barrier between you and the creation, then you become strong spiritually. And there's an energy that you will give off, a very secure kind of energy that you need. When you get this, nothing can touch you.
It's true stoicism.
That's how stoicism can be achieved. Wallahi. That's why people, like back in the days, the Sahaba, the companions, the way they were, consider the following, bro. There was a small group of people that overtook the Romans and the Persians because they were ready to sacrifice their lives. You don't get to a point where you're ready to sacrifice your life unless you've built that really deep idea of self-sufficiency. Do you know what I mean? And submission to God.
Why do you think that they locked up Andrew and Tristan again 2 days after they started talking about Israel to that extent? Do you think that there's some... Is it a coincidence or is it strategic?
I don't know, bro. I mean, there's definitely a correlation there. I mean, his tweets against Israel has been spiking since then. Even the concerted effort on Candace Owens that we're seeing, she's come under attack. Even Dan Bazarian that you were talking about, he's come under attack as well.
He's very interested in Islam, by the way.
Yeah. I can imagine. Definitely based upon what Hijab just said. If there's no God, like Nietzsche said, God is dead. Yeah. G.K. Chesterton said, it's not that God is no more. It's that people will replace this void of God with other things. That's why you see when you go to football events, whether it's football here in the UK or whether it's football in America, the egg that you have in the hand and you run around with. Yeah. So still, there's a uniform that you wear. You go there. There's rhythmic chanting that you do. You laugh together. Yeah. You cry together. You go in droves. You go in groups. There's gatherings, there's discussions, there's regular meetings. You defend your side against the other side, and you preach, my player's done this and that. You replace Taylor Swift. Yeah, look at the followers of Taylor Swift. They're called Swifties.
Yeah, it's a religion to them.
It's to such a degree.
You didn't know this, Swifties.
I don't even know who she is.
Taylor Swift?
I've never seen a picture.
It's a white girl with the dress.
No, but even
I've heard of her, but I've never seen her.
That's pretty much all there is.
Even Justin Bieber, his followers are called Believers, isn't it?
Believers.
Believers.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about Taylor Swift is she just came to the UK to do a few concerts. She improved the UK economy by £1 billion.
She what?
She improved the UK's economy by £1 billion. This was on ITV.
Wow.
So when people come and say, "Oh, the power of celebrity," what celebrity? This is the power of celebrity.
You really don't know who Taylor Swift is?
I've heard of her. I've never seen her.
If she endorsed a politician, they would win the election.
Really, bro? Is she that big?
She's the biggest.
But I heard Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. One day he got 20 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift is next to her.
She can't be higher than him.
Yeah, she is.
No chance.
Yes.
Speaking of Dan Bilzerian, he replied to a Zionist tweet. Zionist tweeted, "The worst possible hate speech ever to be uttered is Allahu Akbar. Nothing else even comes close." And Dan Bilzerian responds to the tweet, Allahu Akbar.
I like this guy. Look, mashallah.
Great guy.
Do you know the thing about this guy?
This is what,
that's funny, man.
He's had lots of women in it. He's had lots of...
Yeah, and it's empty, it's still empty after that. All the women, celebrity, drugs, this.
Yeah, because look,
it runs out.
That's the point. Like, this is... Consider the following, yeah, like... If you think about what the strongest emotion that we have in this world is, yeah, it's not actually lust, it's love. It's just, in my estimation, it's the strongest possible human emotion, yeah? And the strongest possible bond that you can have is love, okay? For many reasons which I'm not going to go into now. But here's the thing. For us, we have to go back to basics in a sense and ask the question, what is virtue? What is virtue? Many people have spoken about what virtue is, and everyone agrees that there's a list of virtues. things like strength is a virtue, things like bravery is a virtue.
Respect.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really put respect like that. But for example, compassion. They put compassion as a virtue. Do you know what I mean? They put magnanimity as a virtue. They put generosity as a virtue. These are kinds of virtues. For us, virtues would be, the main virtues are the ones that are connected to God's attributes. So we believe in God's perfect attributes, right? We believe Allah is all-knowing, all-seeing, all-hearing, all-powerful. He's the loving. He's a loving God. We do believe that Allah is a loving God. He's most merciful. He's compassionate, etc. The extent to which we as human beings can be virtuous is the extent to which we manifest the attributes in God in our own human way. Obviously, there's a world of difference between God's mercy and our mercy, but we can manifest a form of mercy. So for us to be virtuous, we are trying to manifest the attributes of God. Yeah? So when you realize that purpose, that okay, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمِ الْأَخْلَاقِ, that I have only been sent to perfect good character. I've only been sent to make you virtuous, essentially. The question of, for example, because we mentioned this, Andrew Tate and others, you said, you got to love the Prophet more than you got to love your own parents. Yeah. Someone would ask the question, why should you? Why should you love the Prophet more than you love your own parents? The reason why we would say that is because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the best manifestation of human virtue that the world's ever seen.
Yes.
And by the way, you can prove this. Like, let's take 2 or 3 examples, and I use this with one person. I was just speaking to a Christian person in the park. One virtue that everyone agrees with, I'll just give you one, is bravery. Every single person agrees that bravery is a virtue. It's mentioned in the Nicomachean Ethics of Aristotle. It's a virtue. Now look at the New Testament description of Jesus Christ. The New Testament description of Jesus Christ. What courage did that person actually exhibit? We have here the character of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. In 10 years, he was involved in 19 wars himself on the front line, in the battlefield. He never ran away from battle. There's not one narration that said he ran away from battle. He was always in the front telling other people to fight with him. Versus someone, according to their narrative, and to stress, we don't believe in this narrative, who was whipped and beaten and this and that, and there's no evidence of that level of bravery. Jesus versus Muhammad, Jesus of the New Testament, the false narrative of Jesus, versus Muhammad according to our scriptures, which of the two manifests virtue, the virtue of bravery more? You cannot conclude, if you're being honest, on a historical level, that Jesus in the New Testament, which we don't believe is a true Jesus, we believe that's a fabricated version of Jesus, that Jesus manifests the virtue of bravery more than Muhammad. There's no chance.
Speaking the truth, getting nailed to the cross, aren't these virtuous?
No, surely that's what you call moral virtue. There's a difference between moral bravery. There's a difference between moral bravery and physical bravery. But then if you want to amalgamate all types of, any definition of bravery you like, there is no difference of opinion that bravery is, essentially, most of the definitions would say like, you have fear but you act even despite the fear. Like, let me give you an interesting definition of virtue, of bravery, according to Castamato, who was Mike Tyson's trainer. He said the difference between the brave man and the hero is not that the brave man doesn't feel fear and that the hero does. He said both of them feel fear, but one of them acts upon it and the other one doesn't. That's an interesting modern definition of bravery, but it's in line with the classical ones. What I'm trying to say is that when you're involved in, and this is usually used as an argument against Islam, they usually say that the fact that the Prophet ﷺ engaged in so much war showed the kind of barbaric nature of the Prophet and all that kind of thing. In fact, this is ample evidence of his bravery. And if you want to juxtapose this with any other religious figure, there's no other religious figure that you have historical evidence of that manifests that one virtue, which, by the way, Aristotle said is the mother of all virtues, because without it, no other virtues can stand, more than Prophet Muhammad. Then we move on to another example. I'll give you another example. Okay, so that's bravery. Fine, you make a point. What else? We say we'll go to another example of forgiveness. Let me preamble this with the following. If you have a prisoner and a prison guard, you've got a prisoner in a prison cell and you have a prison guard, yeah? If, for example, the prison guard is going to take the prisoner and go and do something with him, and the prisoner says to the prison guard, he says to him, I was going to take revenge on you, but today I'm not going to take revenge. The prisoner says that to the prison guard. Would that be considered to be magnanimous or forgiving, merciful behavior? Not necessarily. Why? Because he doesn't have any power. So a prerequisite for showing mercy on someone is to have power. Do you see? If you don't have power over them, it's not really plausible to show mercy over them. Now, the character of Jesus Christ in the New Testament, the historical character, according to that narrative, he never had political power. So therefore, you cannot make the argument, for example, that he could manifest a kind of mercy on people. You cannot make the argument, unless you want to use the theological models of he's God and all that kind of stuff, which we would even debate that the New Testament makes that very clear. But putting that to the side, the historical character of Jesus in the New Testament, he did not have political power, and so therefore he could not show a kind of mercy and forgiveness that the Prophet Muhammad did. Because when he went into Mecca, and all the people there were, those were the same people that tried to kill him, he forgave them. He forgave the people. So the Prophet has mercy, he has forgiveness, he has bravery. The seerah of the Prophet, and this is what everybody needs to do when they start practicing. They need to look at the biography of the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay, hold that. We have to change the battery for a second. If we can.
That's fine.
Turkey. And it's super cringe, dude. They have all these Muslims walking around and they talk about, but dude, it's just super cringe. I just want to.
Everything. I think it's the way it's seating.
We can't do it here?
But the lighting is not as good.
And also there's
You don't have the light.
No, but in that area it won't be.
Why can't we do it here?
No, I'm
We're
just
back
saying
live.
it's an option.
Let's do it here.
Oh, you want
The
to
lighting here is better.
Yeah,
In
let's
the meantime,
do it
guys,
here.
Anonymous donates £125. May Allah bless you, inshallah.
Mashallah.
Carry on those donations, inshallah, brothers and sisters. Helping the Dawah, inshallah. Friday. And when you guys going to join our Dawah team? Tomorrow we've got Dawah team in Leicester Square. You guys going to come? If you're free, Leicester Square. Leicester Square is quite, it's like, sorry.
It does display bravery. Because
So
you know
we're
the
ready?
hadith of the highest form of jihad is to speak against.
Tyrant, yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying,
that's-
compare the two.
No, you
So
can't.
what your point is Muhammad, peace be upon him, is more brave than Jesus, peace be
No.
upon him.
I wouldn't put it like
We're
that.
talking about-
We're talking about
biblical narrative of Jesus
their narrative, the New Testament narrative. If we're being objective, we get
Okay.
a mean definition from classical times until modern times of what the word bravery means. Apply it to the seerah. Once again, use AI. Apply it to the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad versus the New Testament, and see which of the two fits that definition more. I'm sorry to say there's no comparison, because in the seerah you have moral bravery, which is speaking. Moral bravery is different to, let's say, physical bravery, right? You have moral bravery where the Prophet ﷺ spoke out against tyrants and so on, but you also have the physical one. Whereas you don't have as much evidence of physical bravery from the historical character of Jesus according to the New Testament. Yeah. So I'm just saying that obviously for us, Jesus Christ is a beloved, infallible prophet.
We can say Christ?
Yeah, we can say Christ. Okay. We believe he's Christ. Yeah, Christ, the Messiah.
Assalamu alaikum, Dawood. How are you, bro? Good to see you.
Sorry.
How are you doing? Okay.
But from an Islamic perspective as well, look, everyone's going to run away from the Dajjal, right? The Antichrist. Yeah? Who's the one that's going to fight him? Isa alayhi salam.
Peace be
Our
upon him.
narrative, he's the bro. Everyone's going to run away from the Antichrist, and he's the one that's going to fight it. That's the Jesus we know.
It's everybody, or I thought it was 90% of people?
Everyone's running. Even Mahdi. There's nada.
You're running too?
Me, brother, I'm the first one to run. What are you talking about? I do tactical
I don't
retreat.
know
I'm
if
over it.
Mahdi's going to run away from him.
No, Mahdi alayhi salam is not. He's not going to. Mahdi alayhi salam is not going to.
Mehdi's running too?
Not running.
Not running, but but he's not going to face him.
So what's Mehdi doing?
We are told, by the way, it's not a thing of
The
cowardly.
only person that can kill
Yes.
the Antichrist, the only one that has the ability to kill him is Isa alayhi salam. No one else has the ability to.
Yes, our narrative is not. By the way, our narrative of Jesus,
Tactical retreat.
wallahi, our narrative of Jesus is so much more.
Yes.
It's so much more practical, so much more virtuous than their narrative. Is what I'm going to say. Our Jesus is so much more virtuous. It's the kind of man any young person would want to follow. Their Jesus, they may, in their own religious context, want to follow him. But in the meantime, they're watching Andrew Tate, because, in a way, Andrew Tate, the character of Andrew Tate, has certain things that the New Testament Jesus doesn't have.
Oh, man.
That's the truth.
They're going to be angry on that one.
It doesn't matter.
Who's going to be angry?
It doesn't matter.
Effectively. I'm saying
the
the
Christians,
New Testament Jesus, I'm sorry to say, is a contradictory figure. Because you've got him when he's got no power, yes, he's acting in a very forgiving, you could call it way, very placid way, very docile way. Yes. But then when he comes back,
The biblical narrative.
when he comes back in the book of Revelation, what does he do? He kills the prostitute, Jezebel, this and that. Why?
Yeah.
What, so the moment you get power, you start. It's a killing spree now.
Muhammad, peace be upon him, he forgave a prostitute.
No, I mean, when the Prophet ﷺ, he forgave everyone in Mecca. He said everyone is forgiven.
No, it was Allah. Sorry.
When he was in power. He was in power and he chose to forgive.
Yeah.
Their narrative of Jesus Christ is not attractive. I'm
He's
sorry to
talking
say.
about give the right
That's
cheek.
a very Nietzschean reading of Christ, I must say. That's what Nietzsche says as well.
Yeah, exactly. Nietzsche said the same thing.
Yeah.
Nietzsche said exactly the same thing. Nietzsche said that Christianity is a slave religion. Because if you look at the New Testament, it's like, who would actually want to be a loser? Because essentially, they've made Jesus Christ into a loser.
But why?
They've made him into a loser.
Why though? Why?
They've made him into a loser. He lost. Why does anyone want that?
Why?
No one wants to be a
But then he
loser.
resurrected.
Yeah, but I'm saying
No,
he
but
got
you know why?
whipped. He was crying on the cross.
You know why
He was
they do that?
begging God. He said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. God, God, why have you forsaken me? He's meant to be God himself. What kind of contradictory theology is this?
You know
Do you know what I mean?
what it is? They've made a
Makes
passive,
no sense.
They've made a passive Jesus. Yeah. They thought that if they go and propagate Jesus' love and he loves everybody, they thought people are going to come to their religion, which is actually funny because we are very stern and we don't show our religion. And alhamdulillah, like, look, people are flocking to Islam. Look, it doesn't make sense, man. You're coming and saying Jesus loves you, everybody come, nobody's coming. So
Their idea of Jesus in the New Testament.
Yeah.
Bro, and do you know this famous verse of give me this, slap me on the right cheek,
Turn the other cheek.
turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Bro, I've looked at because someone will say it's metaphoric. It's not metaphoric. I've looked at commentaries from church fathers, by the way.
Yeah.
Church fathers back in the day, and they all say it's literal. Not all of them, but I think the vast majority.
It's funny if you ask any modern Christian, and when you
Let me
use that,
slap you.
they disagree. If you ask like any virtuous Christian, they're like, "Yeah, I'm not turning the other cheek." They just disagree with the Bible.
Bro, go to the
There's
Bible.
nothing they
Go
can do
to
to
the Bible
defend
Belt. Republican voter that you spoke about. Say, listen, forget about war. Yeah, let's turn the other cheek. That's republicanism, bro. It will take. Republicanism is based on Islamic principles.
You know what
a
it
lot
is?
of it is.
You know what it
Like,
is?
in terms of war, let's fight. Let's do this. Let's
It's not pragmatic.
impose dominance. It's not nothing about turning the other cheek.
A religion has to be pragmatic. It's not pragmatic. Brother,
Yeah.
even when you look at Henry VIII, why was he killing his wives? Because they couldn't get divorced. Imagine you're killing your wife so you can marry another one. Islam has a solution, polygamy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's pragmatic, bro. The religion is there and it works. But anyways, let's go to our guest here.
By the way, Aki Ayman, he just sent me a message. He said, salam to all you guys.
Alaikum
Assalamu alaikum, Aki Ayman.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
We need you here.
Aki Ayman, what are you saying, Ak?
What are you saying?
Send me location.
SNEAKO, can I ask you a question?
Well,
Yeah.
should we just introduce our guest, Dawud, quickly?
Sure.
Oh, another Dawud. We've got two, from Dawud to Dawud.
Let's do the question first.
Okay, go on.
It's a bit tacky, so maybe
We'll save it for after. So we have Dawood.
it's a bit tacky. It's quite tacky.
What is the question?
Hey, brother.
It's regarding a tweet you made.
Yeah? Oh,
Okay, sure.
He's in trouble. SNEAKO.
I want to hear now. I want to hear.
Now he's in
Yeah.
trouble.
He gets first. Okay.
Okay, save it. So, chat,
Yeah.
we're going to have a tacky question after the magician,
After
which
they
is...
donate,
Here we go. Okay, but Dawood's back. It's...
Dawud, I got a video about Dawud. Do you remember?
No.
Okay, so
I kind
Dawud.
of hate you after that video.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding.
No, so as long as he didn't do any of those.
You Haram
Okay,
police
so
him?
Yeah, I got a video about Dawud actually.
Very
So
Haram police.
Yes, so I had to. You know,
I had death threats because of him.
No, because
I'm taking that.
No, he's giving me death threats, bro. Man, he's basically he does magic tricks. But there was. Well, tell us. You tell us. I don't know. You tell me your story.
Like, you say it.
Actually, from what I know is that I watched the video. Obviously, I was a little bit disturbed because over there you was mentioning that he was working with the jinns and you had to do some sacrifices and blah blah blah. To me, the video was very like.
A'udhu billah.
It was basically more like just Nasiya. It was. I think like I was very.
Where's that brother?
Nasiya, like just. giving some
Where's the
advice.
waiter? I want to get a drink.
Great way to introduce him.
Yeah, I know.
Ollie, you're a great introducer.
No,
You know what? That was the biggest controversy surrounding him. It was a bit mad.
But-
That's the only way I heard
bit
about him, to be honest. The black magic.
Dawud
nonsense.
he's changed now.
Should I press the button?
For what?
Where's the magician? Press the button.
Magicians. He goes, where's the magicians?
Do you have enough space?
Yeah, I got enough space, bro.
Okay.
Let's hear you.
So, as you were saying,
Yeah.
Yeah, bring the mic closer down.
Qul huwallahu ahad.
yeah, as you were saying, so you saw this video of me when I was 17 or 18 years old, saying I
Can I
saw
have the lychee one? This one.
And can I have a bottle of water, please? Too? Do you want anything?
Thank you.
water.
2 bottles of water, please. Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, you saw this podcast of me where I said I sold my soul to the devil, and I did a lot of things, made sacrifices, and XYZ how I used black magic.
Did you actually do it, or was it just like a like?
I'm getting to that.
Yeah, let him get to it. For God's sake.
In the meantime.
Come on. You know, I don't think he would be chilling with me. He would chat me. And my friend over there is a scholar as well, so I don't think he'd be chilling with me if I did.
And we can see you praying. You have the prayer mark.
Let him finish the story.
Come on, SNEAKO, in the meantime.
No, so as I was saying, yeah, when I was 17, 18 years old, I made a very stupid comment because I loved clout back in the day. Yeah, I loved clout. So I was doing magic as a Muslim, as in tricks, yeah? Yeah, let me just clear that. I do tricks as a Muslim. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just see how big I can get this. And then I said all that stupid stuff, and then went really viral. And then you gave it another boost. And then obviously you made it really viral as well. And then it went kind of stupid. And then because aunties were sending it to my mum. And you know when the WhatsApp trend starts, it's peak. Yeah, it's peak.
When the aunties start, it's a magic.
And then through there, that's what happened. I'm just, till that day, I'm still trying to rectify it and tell people that what I do, what I said was false, and I was, you know, it was clout and XYZ. And yeah.
Alhamdulillah, so how's your journey? How old are you now?
21.
Oh my, so that was about good 4 years ago.
Yeah, 3-4 years
So
ago.
alhamdulillah, so what, are you still doing the tricks? Or?
Yeah, I still do tricks.
So it's so you did get involved when it comes to sacrifice all that.
No.
You was not.
No. All I do.
So that was just you just said.
He was lying for clout.
Lying for clout.
Okay.
That is,
No, that's better. No, I like it. That lying is better than the actual thing that can take you.
Yeah. I was lying.
What kind of tricks are you?
I was lying for. I'll get to that.
We'll see that.
I was lying for clout. Now, as you said, yeah, I did it about 3-4 years ago. But then, yeah, so I was lying for clout.
Can you show us a trick?
Show us a trick, yeah, sure.
What's the ruling on this, by the way? Before they,
It's alright. It's alright.
So let me just get it right. You're basically it's called illusion.
Sleight of hand.
Oh,
So
they
I think
do that, bro.
you only work with
Oh,
jinns
yeah,
now,
does
isn't it?
that.
I don't.
Yeah.
Don't make that face, bro.
He's still off the cut.
He scared me last time because I really thought it was something, but I figured out some of them, I think.
A couple scholars, good people, Shiruki.
Yeah. So I did my adhkar, nothing touched me, alhamdulillah. Have you done yours? Yeah. It doesn't look like it.
Okay, Mohammed, please, can you take these cards?
Yeah. I'll take all of them, yeah?
All of them, please.
Okay.
And give them a shuffle, if that's okay.
No, don't show him, man. Why are you showing him the other side?
It's okay, so you can see them. He's not going to get what he wants. He's not
Whoa!
going to get what he wants.
Can I see? Is it good enough?
He's not going to get what he wants. I'll show it. I'm going to expose him. Here you go, bro.
You took a card out. Which doesn't matter, it's fine. It's fine.
Just get away with it. For God's sake.
Okay. Yeah. Right, and the other card, choose a card for me, and whatever you do, don't show him, right? Because I don't. You can show everyone, show the cameras, show your friends.
He picked two.
Oh, the camera's not.
The camera's not active.
He picked two.
I think the camera got scared as well.
Yeah, trust me.
Alright.
Okay, hello camera.
Now bring it this side because he's going to see it.
He's
going to see it.
I'll see the lens.
Just
No, he's going to see it.
I'll close my eyes.
yes.
No, I don't believe this guy.
You should always have seen best of your brothers.
Yeah.
He got you. Let me see.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, what card is the hand in?
It's on my right hand.
Can you hold it against your chest so I can't see the card when I lift my head up?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'll take... You've got two cards.
Well, we should have known that.
Yeah, Okay, which one do you want to choose?
You're bloody showing it, man. You destroyed the whole trick.
No, okay.
This one, my left hand.
The left hand. And you don't want to choose the right
That's so funny, bro.
one. You sure? Yes! I'll take that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to give you this one because it reminds me of you.
Okay, I'll take the card.
You want this one, yeah? What you going to see it?
No, I'm not.
No, give it to him.
I'm going to see the back of the card, which has no significance because we're going to give these cards a shuffle.
Are you sure about that?
Do you go gym?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And you can
He
see
tries to.
Can you flex?
Nah.
Okay, all right, mate. This is kind of my trick here, not yours, right?
You told me to.
Okay, right. Do you do bench press?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
Which side is when you're bench pressing, which side is your strongest side?
None of them.
He's distracted now.
I think I'm just like, it's so like easy for me that I don't even know.
No, but which one, seriously?
Probably the right side.
Right side. Come closer.
Please, yeah.
Tense your right side more. No, just tense it. Okay, right. Is this your card?
No.
Tense it. So if I take it and I rub it, so it changes to your card.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that
Right,
was
hold the card for me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you a pen, yeah?
Yeah.
humiliated.
Bro, look, can you see the bend on it?
Take
Can you
this.
see?
Take
It's
the
a little
pen.
bendy.
It's
It is bendy,
bro.
but this is
isn't
where
it?
I'm going to get to. You're going to write your name on it, or write something on it, so that's the only card in the entire world that has your signature on it, or whatever.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's got
Okay.
a bend on it though.
That's fair.
Now, Mohammed,
Yeah.
obviously they're all brothers on the table, but if you had to choose one friend on this table, apart from me obviously,
Yeah.
who would you choose?
To what?
Who would you choose out of everyone?
To do what?
Just anything.
No,
Like
he's
your guy.
this guy's dangerous.
Warner.
Warner.
Are you sure about that?
Warner.
I feel like, me and him are similar.
Similar, he's just...
It's like the American version.
Okay, so the four. Warner, I'm going to come here, right here. Can you hold your hand up? And are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Can you hold your right hand up? Ali, you hold your right hand up, as well, broski. Okay, put your hand on top and put your hand
There's
on
some
top.
ritual going on. What's going
I
on?
was in the
SNEAKO, now what you're going to do is you're just going to count to 3.
Okay.
1,
2,
no,
3.
I'm not doing it. 1.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, don't move your hands, guys. Squeeze tight, squeeze tight. Go on, give it the Muslim strength. Yeah. Is this your card? The signed card, right? That's pretty good. But watch this. See how the card disappears and comes back?
Whoa.
I'm not even talking about this card. I'm talking about the cards that were inside your hand.
Yeah.
Open your hand.
What is that?
What's that, eh?
Oh, it's not a card anymore. And it's got a signature on it.
No, the signature is on the card.
That's good. Just repeat after me. Ashhadu.
You know what?
So tell us how you got it done.
You're the smart guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not that smart.
Right. A lot of
Right
people.
was stronger.
You know what? Furthermore, let me take this off just in case you think there's something up my sleeves. Like,
No. Oh, okay. The donations are going up now. Where's the donation?
Off the corner.
Off the corner. Yes.
Right. What I'm going to do. Do me a favour, right? Can you just touch a finger, anyone you want on mine? My finger. Do you want to change your mind or stick with that, sir?
No, I'll stay with that one. Please.
Any reason why you chose it?
No, it's just, you like it.
You don't like it?
I like that one.
You like this? You like this one?
Yeah.
Any reason why you like it?
No. It's just close.
Oh, what the?
Yeah, please, yeah.
You're lucky you didn't choose this one, because if you chose this one...
Oh!
Break it, please. Bro. You haven't done it enough.
Yeah, let me try something else, right?
Yo, I didn't sign up to this, bruv.
I did.
You can do that.
Nah. The most I can do is this. Look, I can look at this trick. Allahu Akbar.
MashaAllah. Have you seen this one?
Now,
Let me try something else.
that was not bad, man. That was not bad.
It was alright.
Yeah,
Just getting there, innit?
yeah, that was not bad at all.
Very interesting.
Illusion, guys. Illusion. Yes,
Well, I don't know about that one.
illusion. What is it? Is there something else involved? Because then we're gonna have to do a repetition with the second part.
I don't think it's finished.
Yeah.
No, he's got more.
Oh,
No, I haven't even started.
Oh, you haven't started. That's good. We're here till how long? We're here till a good time.
Right.
In the meantime, guys, please donate to the
is that mine?
Dawah table. Donate to the Dawah table.
Make sure you donate to the
Dawah
Dawah table here.
That's right. Not here. Yes. Let's just go ahead and speak this one.
I thought I'm part of the Dawah table.
You are inshallah going to join us one day.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Right. Who's got? Right, I don't actually have any. I'm a bit broken, so I haven't got data on that. Like, who's going to hotspot?
Can you hotspot the channel?
Not me,
There's Wi-Fi for the restaurant. Is this part of the trick, or do you actually
No,
need
I
Wi-Fi?
don't have it. Give me.
Wi-Fi. They're using my phone. I don't know. My phone has been used. So.
You just talked to me about all this.
No one's trying to give me data.
But my phone is dead. It's been used.
Okay, you want a hotspot? I'll give you a hotspot.
No, that's cool. My friend's got it. Right, I'll tell you why I need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me, bro. Tell me why you need it.
You know you're so funny. Wallahi. How old are you, bro? If you don't mind me asking.
32.
Oh,
Mashallah.
32.
Mashallah.
How about you? 21, isn't it?
Okay, right, SNEAKO, I might need to use yours because this one's not working.
All right.
Okay.
You want hotspot?
Please.
This is how you get the girls' numbers and stuff online. It's part of the trick. Okay, I have to get your number.
SNEAKO. The Wi-Fi's called SNEAKO.
What's the password?
Spoon.
I thought you went. Right. So anytime
That's
you.
fine. Anyone else needs a hotspot? There you go.
I got you.
I can just share with you.
Oh, do you need Wi-Fi? He can give you the Wi-Fi right now too.
1 sec.
I think he needs a hotspot for the trick. It's got to be.
No. I can
trying
use
to hack into my
Wi-Fi.
phone.
No, I can use Wi-Fi, but I just use the hotspot. Okay. Right.
You're in?
I'm in. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in. Yeah. Okay.
Come on. How did you guys meet, by the way?
Him.
Yeah. How did you know each other?
He messaged me and was like, "I need."
During Ramadan, he came to Zen Lounge before too.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
What about the story before?
Did you come?
Don't try to do gin jokes. No gin jokes.
Right. We're gonna try this. All right. Okay. Does everyone know what end is?
And no.
End, like the clothing, like you buy clothes from there.
No.
Yeah?
No, but
Okay. Right. Let's just go to footwear because I love footwear. I don't know about you guys, but I love footwear.
You like it?
He likes football.
Okay, SNEAKO, do me a favor. You know, as we scroll, loads of footwear, right? I want you to just think, not even think, just say a number between 1 and 6, because there's 6 on the page when we scroll. Just say a number between 1 and 6.
5.
Do you want to change your mind or stick with
Nope.
it?
5.
Okay, so as we scroll, as you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one will be the Adidas.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say the next.
The Sambas, right?
The Gazelle.
Gazelle. Okay.
Okay, SNEAKO, all I want you to do, take your finger and give it one big scroll. Only one, so we can make it completely random. Just make it one big scroll, okay?
Bismillah.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we stop on? The Nike Air Max.
Oh, the ugliest shoes on the list.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's so weird. Because you could have named any number between 1 and 6. And there's only one type of shoes that I'm wearing. The ugliest shoes on the list.
So is that on the list?
That was the one. That was.
Is that only bit?
Yeah. That was it.
Mad thing. Do we get free trainers?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. No, not him though.
I don't think they'll have my size.
Let me try something else. Can I get my phone for this, bro? Alright. Okay.
Man, he's picking his own trainers, bro. What's going on?
We're gonna try this, alright? We're gonna try this.
I didn't mean to roast your shoes, by the way.
No, that's cool, bro.
I feel bad.
He just realized.
It's cool, bro. Everyone saw it, man.
I was just joking around because I thought you were gonna give them to me and I wanted better shoes. But,
Okay,
sorry, guys.
okay. Right, let's try this, alright? Cool. I'm gonna use another pack of cards, but all I want you to do is give these a shuffle, bro, please. Okay.
Come on.
Active.
Oh, you know how to do this,
He
man.
knows he's a champ.
Poker guy.
Hey, one of the cards is up.
Because is that the Joker?
Yeah. Keep it up or?
No.
Okay, can I put it back now? Okay, cool.
He flipped upside down. I don't know why.
But the card is the one that you took from me was bent into 2 pieces.
Oh, he's going in. Look at him. He's professional.
All right, cool.
He worked in the casino before.
Or no.
You shouldn't expose anyone's sins.
Nah.
Yeah, but I did. Okay, all right. We're gonna try this. I'm gonna try a trick with 4 people, right?
Yeah.
Choose a card. Choose a card. Choose a card.
Bro, this is bent, isn't it?
No, there's a lot of cards that are bent.
Yeah.
Choose a card.
You go for it.
Every card resembles
doesn't want to get
the
the
one
wrong.
that's holding it.
Look, even I think SNEAKO's one's bent as well.
Yeah?
Okay, show everyone the cards, please. Everyone, the cameras, the people.
Make sure he's not looking.
I am looking.
Show it. Don't be shy.
These cards are all, he knows them off by heart.
Yeah?
No, I can use your cards if you give me cards.
Are you sure about that?
Wallahi.
Yeah. Don't ever undermine him, yeah? Okay.
Hey, notice what's up, guys.
Alright.
You know, Ali, in the video you won't back me, but you see today, we're locked in.
Brother, I've got you, man. I've got you. He's mad. It's a new beginning, man's repented, bro. I've got you, bro. Come on.
Okay,
go.
right, we're gonna try this.
Right.
I'll take yours first, please. I'll take yours second. I'm joking, I'll take
Come
yours.
on. He's gonna take his.
And I'll even take yours. No, I'm joking.
Yeah? No, okay.
Right, just to confirm, all for you brothers. Do you know the names of your cards? You know the names of your cards, yeah?
Oh, man.
Okay. You don't know the name.
No, I do. No, I don't.
I don't think he knows how to say the house. Or what do you call it?
The suit.
The suit, yeah.
The house.
No, I think.
See, I don't gamble. I don't know.
Alhamdulillah.
That's the American word for suit. Okay, Ali, you're gonna. Where are you from?
Kurdish.
Kurdish. Good at cricket?
Cricket, not here.
Can you catch stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna throw a card up in the air.
Oh, no, that's a mad thing.
Are you ready?
No, I can't catch it. Where's it gone?
So that is your card. Your card, right?
Was it?
You know what, bro? I'm not gonna lie.
Show him.
I've actually forgot my card.
No, that's his card. That's his card. His card.
Oh, is this your card?
That's not your card.
No, this not my. No, 1 second. Mine
You
was.
forgot your card.
No, mine was this, but I don't know if it was 4 or 3.
No, this is no. I'm sure, this is the reason why I did it so you can catch it. You could have caught it, but that's his card.
His card.
Yeah.
It's your card.
Yeah.
It's your card.
I'll take it. Right.
Ali Dawah and the
Right.
Warners.
If I take
card
your
is
card,
same,
SNEAKO,
bro.
if I take your card and I shake it, see how that looks like your card? Now, the card, your card, right? This
I know. I remember his card.
Why do you remember his?
I don't know,
remember
bro.
yours.
I don't know.
Okay, right. Say stop anywhere you want. Anywhere you like. I don't think the brother understands you.
No, you said anywhere I like. I don't have to say anywhere.
I mean, some guys donate this.
You can't, a magician versus logician, I think.
Just say stop anywhere you want.
Yeah, stop.
Here? Yeah. Take a look at that card.
Let me see. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, nice one.
For some reason, it's got some markings on it as well.
Where did that come from?
Right now.
That wasn't your card, was it?
Huh?
That wasn't your card.
No.
If I take it and I spin it. Sweet.
Okay. Yes. It must have been this because I remember the red. I remember this is just a number. I can't remember.
But you know what, let's leave the cards alone for a minute because
Yes.
I don't like it when I do card tricks.
Yeah,
because sometimes.
Let's talk about Tawheed now.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do something else? What do you want to do?
Let's do one more.
I've got two more. I've got two more.
Yo, what's the donation saying? Come on.
Okay, I'm going to do a trick, right? And I don't really do this a lot.
E90 away.
Okay.
Huh?
E90.
Alex, do you hold your hand up, my
Who's
bro?
gonna get the 390? Yeah, go on.
Can you hold your left hand up, please? I want you to watch very carefully, all right? Very carefully. Fingers together. Okay, 2 coins. What is this and what is this?
Lifesavers.
Lifesavers, they are.
Yes.
What are the coins? The 50 and the 2.
Yeah, 50p and £2.
Squeeze tight.
Squeeze the page, bro.
Just say whichever one you want. Just say it.
Say what?
Say
£2.
£2.
Yeah.
If I take the 50 and throw it all the way back home, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Can you throw it at him?
No, it's gone home now.
Oh, it's
Open
gone
your
home?
hand. It's actually gone home.
Yeah.
Open your hand.
No, that's right. It's illusion, yeah? But that's mad.
Of course it is.
When did it
You
come?
can't fall into that
was never there.
illusion, bro.
No, he's just thinking, what's the ruling on this?
Okay, right, one more thing. Just for you now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Shuffle the cards.
Don't forget, guys, illusion.
Not this
What
one.
is the ruling on
What's
this?
this one?
No, this one is.
I don't want to encourage anyone to get involved in this stuff.
He stays out.
I'm just staying. I'm staying out of this.
I got this illusion. He goes, no, this one. I said, what's this one? Because I'm joking.
Okay, right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Right, can I take the cards back from you, bro?
Yeah.
If that's okay. Right, I'm going to try this, okay? You've got your phone on you, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we don't need it yet.
Are you still on my hotspot?
Don't worry.
No.
bro.
Say stop anywhere you
Hacked
want.
into your thing.
Say stop anywhere you want.
Stop.
Take a look at it. Don't show me. Show everyone. And remember it. And you take the cards, bro. And when he showed everyone, I want you to put the card back in the cards, shuffle them, and then put them somewhere away.
6 red loud.
Easy to remember.
Okay.
Easy.
Don't say it. Please don't say it. Okay, put the card in the pack.
I need to get your own
Shuffle
deck
the
of
cards.
cards, bro. Because these guys are all bent in the same manner. He's memorizing this. Even the back of the shapes. I need to look at the shapes of the back.
Right. Are you happy?
Yes, he's happy.
Are you happy?
I'm always happy. Alhamdulillah.
Is this your card?
No.
Oh, it's wrong.
That's part of the trick. Nope. He's doing the fake facial expressions.
He's focusing.
He hasn't got the right bend on it.
It's fake focus. He already knows.
No, there's a bend on every card. The reason why there's a bend on every card, let me just explain that. Because I do maneuvers like this, and when you do maneuvers like that, you bend cards. See that? If every card's bent, they're dropping.
Oh yeah, fair
That's why the cards are bent. Now, that's not the point of the trick. The point of the trick, SNEAKO, is before you even chose a card, before you even shuffled the cards, before you even put the card back in the pack, I made a prediction.
I would have done that.
I made a prediction, and I'm not sure if this prediction is correct, but even everyone watching right now, I want you to go on my Instagram and click the blue, and I'm joking. Okay, I want you to go on my Instagram, right? Go on my Instagram.
I can't, I'm banned on Instagram, but Warner will go.
Warner will go on Instagram, okay? Warner will go on my Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And I want everyone to look at my Instagram, DAWUD Magician,
Nice plug.
Dawood Magician, right?
Nice. The final trick. Plugging.
And I made a prediction in my bio. Can you just read that out loud, SNEAKO, for me, please? Click more, I think.
Where's more?
Here.
Oh, well. SNEAKO will choose 6 hearts.
Interesting. Now tell us how you did that before it gets a bit peak for you here.
And can you just show them the Instagram a bit more? Is that right?
Now tell us.
It does say, yeah, SNEAKO will choose 6 of hearts.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow that and yeah.
Oh, this is good. See?
See, this guy, that's his aim.
Okay, hold on my phone. That's my phone. That's my phone.
Is that his aim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, mashallah. That's good.
So, you're not going to say.
How did I do that?
Just don't say you worked with the jinn. That's fine.
You're quite knowledgeable, mashallah.
Talk to him.
Can I look at your cards?
Of course you can. You're quite knowledgeable on XYZ. It took you years of practice, I'm guessing, right?
No, but
wait, come
outside the cards, like he.
No. Do you want to do one with Zishan? He looks very like.
No, I've got a different one for him.
No, please.
Not involved.
Close.
There's no amount of mantiq that's going to explain what's happening. No amount of mantiq.
Yeah, no clue.
He's still trying.
Have I met you, brother, before?
Which one? The Dawood or Zishan?
Zishan.
Zishan.
No.
He's met you, Zishan. Why denying
It's
it?
something to do with it's something to do with the bending of the
Honestly,
cards.
No, you can get me cards and I can do the same thing.
Nah, okay.
Because let me show you. Let me show you. Right. Look at this, yeah.
Ain't involved.
So this is a queen, black queen.
Telling you guys right now, I ain't
It's
involved.
bent in a certain manner.
Look, I've got another pack. We can use this one.
Let me see that one.
But it's just card tricks. There's no way
Oh,
that
it's
this is
Patrick. What else do you think it is?
Nah, this shouldn't be glorified to the people.
No, let's not glorify it.
It is.
No,
You're glorifying it. That's
No,
what
we
you
don't
do.
want
You're glorifying it. That's what you do.
We don't want to glorify it. We're
Yeah,
just saying,
that's what it is. Oh, wow, how did you do it? Oh, well, other people are going to be like, oh, so they get impressed by this sort of stuff. We should start doing it as well.
No. We're not saying. We're saying it's definitely it's a trick. It's a trick. Yeah. To me, it's
It's entertainment, bro.
I used to watch how magicians do certain stuff.
Magicians. It's got the word magic in it.
No. Like obviously in English term to us, a magician in Islamic term, a riba. Look, for example, interest. Every interest is not riba.
Oh, now he's going to interest.
No,
now.
it's true.
Interest is okay. Magic is okay. What next?
No. I said riba. What's riba in the Sharia sense is not the same as interest. Like the word interest, it depends if it falls into the
So interest is okay, Ali, yeah?
No, it depends. What's the definition of riba? No, it's true. It's true. Like beer, for example, ginger beer is it alcohol?
So beer is okay now, Ali, yeah?
But then you
You're digging a bigger hole.
So it depends. When you say a magician, side to us is somebody who is, gets a capital punishment, but he's doing tricks. And obviously, you have English term, you call yourself magician, but in Islamic term, that's not what it is.
He's an illusionist.
It depends. He's doing tricks.
No, he's a magician.
Yeah, look,
It's
I'm
trickery.
starting to see some trends, bro.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
He's unpacking it already.
The 3 responses to this is so funny.
So look,
Yeah.
look at this card here. Yeah?
Okay.
It's got a very clear bend in the middle, right?
Right.
And it's
Can I
black.
tell you why I have that bend?
It's a black king. Yeah.
Can I tell you I have that bend?
But one second.
And
So
I'll give you the honest
I've now memorized that this is a black king. I've memorized that. Let me show you something else. One sec.
But how do you do the phone? How do
This
you
one
put
here is a black queen. I'm not even going to tell you. It's a black queen.
Okay, yeah.
I told you, bro.
Well, what about the bio? How did he get SNEAKO will choose?
I didn't see nothing in it. It's all about the bends of the card.
Okay, cool.
I can.
So by that logic, then the next card should be a blackjack.
No, it's not, because what it is that the bends are in a certain way. If I knew this card very well from the top, I would be able to memorize it.
How do you do the bio? How do you put SNEAKO will choose 6 of
Because if all you need to do for this illusion is know what these bends symbolize.
Oh, and then he got his friends to go change.
No,
his
it is that. Bro, I'm telling you, I can do the tricks now. I can do the tricks now.
No, you can't.
Hold on.
My friend was recording on my phone.
Hold on.
There's something. There's deeper.
Trust
me, it's not as simple as that.
Look, let me tell you.
No way.
Let me give an example.
No way it's going to be little marks.
Alright, well, hold on. Okay, look, yeah. One sec. Alright, let me say, pick a card, any card, yeah? For the sake of argument. Let's say here, yeah, this one here.
No, but pick any card, bro. How's going to know which card I'm picking?
Because you memorize them. You memorize what bend, like, for example, this bend.
Okay, how many bends? How many cards there are to the bends, bro?
All you got to do is memorize this.
Do you know what I'm saying?
This bend here, look, the white of it.
How many bends, bro? The rest don't have bends. How do you know which card I'm going to pick?
Alright, cool. Furthermore,
this bend here, look.
Furthermore, I want him to take these cards and bend them in his own way. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same trick.
No. Because there's little marks as well on them. No, I'm being serious, okay.
Bro,
there's little marks and bends everywhere, and you memorize them.
The tricks are deeper than that, trust me. There's different ways they do it. It's not that way. Because this one makes it sort of too simplifies it. There's deeper ways they do it.
It's not, because, well, look, this one, for example, the bend of it is in a certain way. It's like almost like an M bend.
You know what would be good? You know what would be good? One day when you decide to just quit this, because I don't know what the Islamic women you got on doing this, yeah?
I don't know if it's halal or haram.
No, some might say, because it's an illusion, it's a trick. But it'll be very good if you can one day just show the people.
You know no, hold on, bro. Look. You're asking me. I'm telling you. You're asking. I'm telling you. Look, this one here.
What were you about to say?
Well, look at it. Look at this.
I have a question. Yeah, I mean,
one day you show how you've done it.
Let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6, 7.
And people still think
Let's pretend.
Let's
pretend. This is the whole pack. For the sake of argument.
Even the last time I came, I showed him a trick.
Let me show you. Right. Let's pretend this is the whole pack. Yeah.
It's not.
But I know. But let's just pretend, because I don't have all the time. Let's just pretend for the sake of argument. Yeah. Okay, I know what each one of these are now, yeah? This is the king, this is the queen, this is the 9, okay, this is the queen, I don't need to look at them from the front.
How could you know for the line hijab?
But I know.
How, bro? You need to have distinct markings on every single one. Bro, and mark here in the middle.
Hold on. Let's do it now.
How are you going to do it? This one is straight, this one is a little bit bent.
Explain it.
Okay.
King, 1 sec. Jinn, queen.
Jinn.
It says Jinn on it. Jim.
Okay, what's your question?
Yeah. So it's regarding a tweet, yeah? I saw a couple of tweets that you made, and I feel like I had to address it. Because last time when we met, we had briefly a conversation about...
race realism.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was just starting, but you were very tired that day, so you had to leave.
Is it the fried chicken tweet?
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
that. That tweet's about how Zionists use black culture to go and brainwash people to make them glorify stuff that's promoted in hip hop.
Yeah, but I saw a stream between you and Destiny, and you were talking about how you. So there seems to be belief that African American culture predominantly consists of
negative things.
Negative things.
Don't you agree?
I don't agree.
Wait, is he in the frame? Where's?
Have you been to America?
I've never been to America.
So you never met African Americans in America?
No, I haven't. But I've met African Americans, yeah, and I've studied it as well a lot.
But you haven't been to America?
I've never been.
If you step foot in America, you would agree. I think so.
Okay, I mean we can discuss it. You can educate me on some of the stuff, and I'll tell you why I disagree. That African American culture is predominantly negative. Yeah. What I would agree with you, and I mean maybe I'll start with what I agree with, is that there's definitely an agenda by people who may not even be from that culture, who have weaponized the culture, have commercialized the culture, and are propagating particular stereotypes that actually exist within the African American culture.
Can I start asking you, what do you think is positive about Black American culture?
Okay, I can start. If you think about the culture that begins from when Planet Rock, when the slaves.
Like right now, right in modern American.
I'm connecting the two because I'm showing you that's a continuation of something that has been really predominant between African American culture, which is politics, for example, right, and activism, right. From the beginning, the African slaves have always been involved politically to somehow better themselves throughout, and that has never stopped. Now, do I agree with their activism today? Not entirely, because there are unfortunately a lot of left
BLM was a scam.
Yeah,
was a complete scam.
Absolutely, left-wing ideas that have creeped in. Nevertheless, the descendants of someone like Malcolm X and others still exist to this day amongst more conservative.
He's my biggest role model, I would say. I mean, after the Prophet Muhammad.
Absolutely. So
Malcolm X is the reason I started learning about Islam, was his autobiography.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, he was a
remarkable.
And
look at the example that he led, the way he dressed, the way he conducted himself, the way he spoke, the way everything about him is antithetical to what modern Black American culture is now. Modern Black American culture is sexy red, it's twerking. I mean, it's rappers, it's drugs, it's Percocet, it's baby mamas, it's murder, it's gangs, it's like sagging your pants. It's all of it is negative.
But when you make a statement like that, you're excluding the middle class of African Americans. That's a considerable amount of middle class African Americans who are entrepreneurial. I think
a lot of them are Nigerian. Those ones that in America they come from African countries and they take advantage of the opportunities that America has. When it comes to Black American culture, can you name something specific right now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
The African American community, specifically the females, comprise of 10% of entire population of America. But they are disproportionately represented amongst entrepreneurs, amongst women. And this is also, I can show you, it's a connection that goes way back to the past, because I don't know if you knew this, but the first female millionaire in American history was a woman by the name of Madame J. Walker. She was the first female millionaire.
Okay.
And you can see that this tradition has carried on till to this day, where you see that there's a humongous amount of women who are into entrepreneurship who are from the African American community in particular. So this is something as well, they're trailblazing, and there are studies on this, like GoDaddy collects studies on this because of websites and things like that. That's where they get the studies, the statistics from. There's other things I can cite that I feel like
I don't know if that's representative of culture.
Well, business and involvement in business and creating economical opportunities that in turn influences how people do certain things. Of course, I think economy plays a huge role in how culture shapes. I mean, I'm with you here, that there has to come a time where the African Americans can't always rely on the sins of the past for their current
Black Americans
situation.
have a victim complex that's not gone away. And it's like holding on to that mindset is not going to help out the problem.
I do agree with you.
So what do you disagree with?
That you are generalizing generalizing a culture that culture is very, very complex to begin with. I've heard Myron, for example, say things like when it comes to the language, ABVV, African vernacular, right? Yeah. That it's somehow a stupid form of speaking English.
It is.
I mean, and I invite you to do this research, look into it and look what the linguists actually say about that. It's a language, it's a dialect, again, that traces back all the way to Planet Rock, the beginning of America. It already existed. It's a language that has a logical structure, the way they speak. It's not just them coming up with stuff, and there's plenty of stuff.
I don't think the reformed, I don't think the freed slaves are saying no cap.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way the grammar structures.
Yeah, sure.
Right? It's not something that it's just something they come up with. It's actually quite complex, the way the language is structured and the logical following. The reason why I'm saying all of this is because I think you have a great point. I think you have an incredible point in making, especially because I feel like it comes from a place of home as well. Because you share culture via your ancestry, and therefore, because you said something very poignant, I think it was very powerful. You said, when Kanye says this, everyone's like, yeah. But when I say it, it's like, get away, you coon, right? And I think that's a very poor argument on their side to do that, because you're exactly saying the exact same thing, talking about the destruction of the family structure, the killing of the babies via abortion, right?
Yeah, Jewish.
So, exactly. So I think you have an extremely powerful point that you're making. But when you, and I know it's for like effect, and when you share these memes on Twitter,
that has more of an impact on people's minds when it's provocative,
Absolutely.
when it's funny, when it's it angers some people. That's what it does well.
I agree, but I do believe that by being, the same way you're trying to like include, and I was actually on your side more when they were talking about
including Christians.
Yes, because I have a dog in this fight because I used to be Christian, so I view it slightly different than these brothers here.
Understandable.
Yeah, I have a dog in this fight, so I agree with you what you're trying to do, and I think it's beautiful what you're trying to do. Yeah, I feel like the African American community is a community that has been fighting for such a long time and has inspired so many people. If you think about just alone what happened in the 60s with like the civil rights movement, like the civil rights movement, not many people know this, inspired Native Americans to come up and be politically inclined, the Mexicans to be inclined, including the mafia to be inclined, Jewish people to be inclined and join those ranks. But the people who started it were African American. I feel like having an ally with those people, as far as it goes, the people who want to be and have an allyship with you, would be equally as strong as having Christians, because that culture is extremely influential on American everyday life, and I think by just painting a reality that is more akin to a balanced view on like what culture is and what it comprises of, I think would make the conversation way more interesting. And you're extremely intelligent, and I feel like sometimes you're very, very misunderstood what is actually you're trying to do. And I think since you've really changed your direction, I think you could be the guy who could really make this
I think overall the point of that, even though it's like a stupid joke, the point is to get black people to understand that the enemy is not white supremacy, in America at least when it comes to culture. The people engineering the culture to be negative, to get people to kill each other, that spreads drugs, to go and believe in things like baby mama, baby daddy, all this, it's the Zionists that are controlling the culture and pulling the strings because they wanted us to crumble from the inside out. If we're divided, then they can conquer. And so they keep pointing at white people, and you see like the white people in America are comprised of like hillbillies who believe in Israel, who believe in Judeo-Christian values. The real culprit, the people that are pulling the strings, are Zionists, and they have no idea about that. So instead of pointing the finger and say, like, if they look at Derek Chauvin and George Floyd, George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. We're always pointing at the wrong villain.
I wouldn't say it's wrong necessarily. I would say, and I agree with you, I would say it's it needs an update. How many times are you going to say it's the white man, it's the white man? You have to update, you have to change your
A lot of black Americans don't even know the difference between a Jewish man and a white man. They don't know that Judaism is an ethnicity as much as it is a religion. There's Jewish atheists.
But if you think about, you spoke about hip-hop, right? In hip-hop, it's a quite well-known fact that there are Jewish negative influences influencing hip-hop. Mos Def has this line where he talks about the tall Jewish man, referring to Larry Cohen, right, who's behind 300, who's behind Amigos, who's behind all these people. So I believe, especially with hip-hop, which is, again, a very vast genre, and I do agree, the popular stuff that they push nowadays isn't what is going to open people's mind off. It's shahwa, it's ghafla, it's all of that stuff, But I would say that, again, I would urge you as a brother, and because I love you, to just be a bit more like balanced when you can. If you want to get people's attention, but then hit them with balanced.
I did. The next tweet was a picture of Malcolm X and said, like, this is why they killed him, because he was trying to lead a good example.
I think if you appeal to that, you would have you would hit nerves, because this is the thing, and I find this a bit unfair sometimes on like the African Americans. It's like if you look at nations and we look at groups of people who've gone through like severe trauma, right? If you think about like Jewish people, yeah. If you look at that 2,000 years of history, it's like there's a lot of trauma. It doesn't justify anything they do today, but there is a lot of trauma. There's a lot of like paranoia that they have. The way they teach, we've watched videos where they teach their children from early, the entire world is against you. I mean, it's not pulled out of thin air. It's to do with their history, which some people would argue they've contributed towards that. If you think about the Palestinians, if you think about the Bosnians, they all had a tremendous amount of trauma that they've gone through. If you think about Native Americans, I mean, if you look at in terms of like just alcohol intake and alcoholism, it's rampant in that community, right? So I feel like trauma, when it happens, it's something that doesn't just go away, and it's something that really changes and wraps reality, and that's perhaps the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he talks about poverty, or when he says that the poor will enter Jannah 500 years before anyone else, it's that consideration, because, and I think that's what Destiny was saying, is that the environment that you're in shapes the way you are, it really shapes the way you are, and it shapes how you view the world. And I have this bar where I say, like, that people in the end can't expand their horizon, because all they are doing is being in that box and accept the tropes that are being thrown at them. And you could say the exact same thing of Muslims. I mean, look at how Muslims behave, right? Muslims have been, for the last 30 years, have been at the forefront of being demonized, have been put on for scapegoat reasons, and that produces psychologies within our communities where young men who feel totally disfranchised to go and blow up stuff. And I sit here with people who have spoken against people like that, day and out for decades. I can go back 10 years ago, I see Ali Dawah, here's a video where he talks about that this is totally against Islam. But I feel like the psychology is never addressed. When it's the white guy who goes and kills people in schools, it's trauma, blah, blah, blah. But when it's other people, it's not afforded. So I feel like sometimes African American, like, it comes from a lack of understanding what actually took place in five.
I don't find it effective to go and talk about trauma and things that were over hundreds of years ago nonstop. Yeah. Like, I noticed that a lot of Jewish Zionists in America, I was on this podcast the other day, and this guy's married to an IDF soldier, and he calls me and he says, how many Jews died in the Holocaust? Yeah. And it's just like, we're tired of hearing about this. Yeah. We're tired, after we see what's going on today, and they're trying to push this to the side and ignore these people. Yeah. We've seen enough movies. We learned about it in school enough. Yeah. It's time to move on. It's time to stop having this conversation and talk about the Holocaust that's happening right now. Yeah. I think talking about trauma all the time doesn't really fix things when there's problems that we need to address that are happening today.
But then, how would you say that exact same thing to Palestinians? You wouldn't.
No, it's happening now.
It's happening now.
And it needs to be talked about. The stories have not been understood by everybody.
No, but they're using that. I'm so sorry. They're using the Holocaust to propagate by saying that you cannot question us. So they're using it to further. It's actually ironic. Yeah. They are a group of people that were, obviously we know what happened to them, and now they're using that very thing to silence people so they can carry out the same thing they did to what happened to them.
Absolutely.
So and they're actually taught in schools.
But I preface that as well.
They don't teach in schools where King Leopold II done in Congo and killed 10 million people. Why is that not taught in schools?
Absolutely.
So do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think,
No, I'm not. Look, I didn't. I prefaced it. You know what you just said. I prefaced it. What I'm saying is, it's not even like being sympathetic towards that. I'm saying understanding the psychology, because you know what? Yeah, you're a bit like a doctor, innit? In terms of like when you speak to people online and you address these like heavy topics. You're a doctor, like, because people believe what you say. The same way if, a doctor diagnoses something, I mean, majority of people would believe his expertise. And I think understanding the psychology, when you understand the psychology, without being sympathetic towards it, I think like your approach changes slightly.
I don't like a sympathetic approach. I would compare it to the way Zishan Ali approached me talking about the club early on, it's just like it's just haram. Like no sugarcoating around it. Like, oh, it's okay. You know, I was making excuses for like Fuzi and the mental, but you know, it's very simple. I can ask him questions again about the magic trick. It's just like this is not something that we should be glorifying, and that's why I resonate with Islam, because it's not going to coax you or just be sympathetic. There's rules, and you're supposed to follow it or not.
Okay, in that case, then, if that's the attitude, though, we have to have the same exact attitude of immigration. Because if you consider the white man's concern, a lot of them, not now, but like, especially a subsection of them, they'll say like, okay, well, you've got this many people in the country, going back full circle to the other discussion, that are from this ethnic background. And this is the same conversation being had in America and the same conversation being had in England, right? We've got all these people here, they're taking our jobs, etc., etc. In effect, the immigration concern is a historical concern. Because if you think about it, right, in this country, like, when did the Englishman decide to bring in the Pakistani, or when did he decide to bring in the Indian or whatever? He decided to bring him in after World War II. All right, so in a way we can just say, so listen, stop the victim complex. Shut your mouth. You know, learn to live with it, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I think that the situation with the black community is actually way more severe. If we're being honest, like historically, there's way more in America that happened to them. When you talk about 300 years of slavery, you know, and it's race-based slavery and whipping and this and that and cotton picking and all, you know, it's way more. They have more of a grievance. If there's, like, for example, it is interesting sometimes when you look at certain communities in Europe. The Algerian community in France. If you go and speak to Algerians, they have this very vivid historical recollection of what happened to their forefathers. They do. It's very difficult to say to them, listen, forget about that. You know, it's gone now. 1 million people died. Yeah, it might have been your great-granddad. We're going to move on. In a way, they do have to. These Algerians in France have to pick up their socks and they have to start living their life, and they can't just keep blaming history. Absolutely. Like everyone has to do that. Absolutely. But then, if we're gonna apply that with black communities or Algerian communities, then we also have to apply that to right-wing white communities.
That's true.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So it's the same right wing that would want to want us to have colonial amnesia, which for me is hypocritical, because they're the same people who are complaining about immigration, which was a colonial result. Byproduct. Yeah, it was a colonial byproduct. So if you don't want to have a historical grievance against another people of another ethnicity, then your whole immigration concern falls flat on its face. Do you know what I mean? Don't speak about immigration. You might want to speak about immigration that's happening now, okay, illegal immigration and stuff, but the people that are in the country already, that are from black backgrounds, move on from it.
Right. There's no point in, it's an emotional reaction to something you can't fix.
I think that if we're going to apply the whole thing of, I don't mind the approach of no, let's not have a victim complex, let's move on. But we have to apply that across the board. But what we find is the same communities that are complaining about this race or that religion is also complaining about, is also saying that, okay, we don't want to speak about this colonial thing or that colonial thing. If you're going to have this attitude towards this historical event, then you have to have the same attitude towards this historical event. This one's in your favor, this was against you. You have to have the same attitude towards all of it.
And also, I have to also mention, some of it is ideological. I mean, I don't know what your opinions are, but we obviously talked about this last time, about Nick Fuentes and what he believes. That's purely ideological. He's ideologically driven by these ideas. And me personally, I mean, we've discussed some of these ideas, we tested them out, how far we can push them, and stretch them. But like, that is what drives sometimes these type of conversations. And I just say that for me, like, I would have been so lost if I had never had Islam, because it's very difficult to sometimes differentiate the concerns and like the motivations behind why I stand up for certain things and I don't for others, But like, I think Islam really has given me a third way of looking at things, a third totally fresh way of looking at things. And I think this is within Islam. What I'm saying is to, be, considerate and trying to, I don't know, just
to bring it back to Dawah. I think this makes you think of a good question. A guy like Nick Fuentes, for example, he's Christian, and I think he resonates with Islam in a lot of ways, the idea of Tawheed. But his politics are so intrinsically tied to Christianity that even if he believed Islam to be the truth, he would never accept it, because then everything that he's built would go away. How do you give dawah to those types of people?
I think you'd know a bit more than me because Nick Fuentes, I haven't actually listened to a full length. I've only seen clips on Twitter when he's been reinstated, some of them quite comical indeed. I do think he's articulate, and I do think he's, pardon the pun, but high IQ person. He seems like a clever person. But, you know, in terms of his racial ideas and stuff like that, obviously, I'll be honest, I think they're kind of like a caricature of the academic literature.
Yeah.
And I was just reading what's it called? A book by Daniel Goleman. It's a very famous book called Emotional Intelligence. But if you actually give that book a chance, because the thing is, this whole idea of the white man being the top guy or whatever, you know, it's so like, okay, then you got the IQ argument. In the psychological literature, you've got this thing called EQ now. Emotional intelligence. Now, it seems like a very, like, Jordan Peterson has a very negative view towards it and stuff, but just read the book from Daniel Goleman and let it make its case, because he's actually building upon arguments from another psychologist called Gardner, you know, and he's showing that, okay, actually intelligence is not just one track IQ testing. He's showing that, for example, he makes the argument, somebody who's able to interact with somebody, he's able to engage with someone's micro expressions, to empathize with them, leadership skills, all that kind of stuff, leadership skills, everything like that, is the ability to negotiate, the ability to transact, the ability to delegate. All of this stuff is a wider form of intelligence, which the typical IQ test doesn't pick up on. A lot of the race-based arguments are based on this simplified notion that IQ is the only way to understand human intelligence. That notion really...
It's simplistic.
It's not only simplistic, it's been kind of debunked. Like, you'd have, for someone really to make this case, there's so many academic things they can't bypass. They'd have to, not just Daniel Goleman and emotional intelligence, a big thing by the way, is they'd have to refute every aspect of any other kind of intelligence other than IQ intelligence. They'd have to debunk Gardner et al. They'd have to debunk all those people who have spoken about different types of intelligence, creative intelligence, like a musician. Mozart, was he a genius or not? Like, that's a question. The IQ test would not pick up that this man is a genius. Do you know what I mean? Why not? Like, I mean, emotional intelligence or this kind of wider understanding of intelligence would pick up that Mozart is a genius. Most Westerners, if you go to one of the top prestigious universities and say, was Mozart a genius? They'd say yes, he was.
Absolutely.
No one without a shadow of a doubt, bro. Like, I mean, but the IQ test doesn't pick this up. And then you ask, okay, well, the black man is dumb and the Japanese man is very clever, and you know the white man is somewhere second or third place in the list, and therefore we should be proud of who we are.
Yeah.
But that's as I say, like.
But aside from the IQ thing, I'm wondering. I want to maybe I could bring the question to you about how to give dawah to these people. And before you answer, I just want to quickly show the stream of Ali Dawah doing the donate. Show the camera. Look at Ali Dawah over here. Look at him go.
Sitting on a little birdcage thing.
But you have much more dawah experience, and
I've spoken to ethno-nationalists a lot.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
And not even specifically, it doesn't have to be white people, but how do you give dawah to people that, you know, I'm sure you've encountered these people, they resonate with Islam, but because of, like, some people say, oh, my community, how do you get them to relinquish these things that are holding them back from accepting the truth?
Is you go to first principles, isn't it? You get them to believe in God. Yeah. Then next step is one God. Yeah. They accept God, but then the next step is to believe in one God. Then you discern which of the revelations is more likely to be from God. Yeah, and then you analyze, cross-analyze, you have a few criteria, and of course the Quran is going to come up top. Then you go to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and you say, either he was a liar, either he was deluded, or either he was a man that was sent by God. And again, you go through those arguments, and there's plenty of content that's there. Once you've determined that there is God, that there's one God, and that the Quran is the final revelation, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, is the final prophet, and we accept him, then it follows that we take what's in the Quran to be haqq and true, and that what the Prophet said to be haqq and true. Yeah. So if you believe that Allah created everything, He created all the systems, but then how can you say, yeah, He created everything, He created this, He created, but not the politics? He just couldn't figure that out. Of course, He sent us a guide for politics as well. Yeah, but when it came to family values, no, we know best. Nonsense. Of course, He knows the family values as well. So that's when people's nafs their desires then take over. Oh, and you have to, that's where I think a bit of the psychology kicks in, that why are you so attached to this? Is it because of the money? Is it because this is your livelihood? Is it because it's your family? It's your culture? And that's the demon that you have to fight. And that's what you have to determine, and you have to speak to these guys, and you have to say, look, I get that, this is what you speak about and this and that, but truth doesn't care about your feelings. Yeah, we have to determine what is true. Who is God? Which book is correct? Who is the prophet? Yeah, and then once you've determined that, it then follows that you take from that. So the first steps are very important, bro. Once you've done that, then it's very difficult for the person to go back. But if you jump the argument and then you miss those things out, then the person can say, yeah, but we can get guidance from here or from there or this or that. Once you've made the first principles clear, it's very difficult for the person to budge.
Have you seen someone take Shahada that was really anti-Islam before?
Yeah, it happens at Speaker's Corner. It happens a lot on social media as well. That was that Netherlands guy, Von something.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Was it a politician? Is that right, far right?
In the Netherlands, yeah, a far right politician. Now he's written a book and it's Von something.
Bobby's perspective.
No, who's Bobby's perspective?
He's a YouTuber, but Von, this Netherlands guy, he was a politician. Somebody higher up as well. And there's many people, even locally, that accept Islam as well. And especially nowadays, the thing is, even with the right wing, they're very angry, but like you said, with a rational person, if you just have a logical conversation and you just break it down to them, they'll realize that they have nothing. They have nothing of substance. And with all due respect, we go every Sunday to Speaker's Corner, there's Dawah tables and stuff like that. I'm telling you, in every metric, Islam comes head and shoulders above the rest. You just take preservation of the text. Just the text, bro. We're the only ones from the ancient religions that read Quran in the Arabic language. In the Arabic language. Like, when it comes to Arabic, it's the top 5 spoken languages in the world. Hindus follow the Vedas, which is Sanskrit. Sanskrit is not a live language. Hebrew, only spoken by a select few. The New Testament is written in Koine Greek, but Jesus spoke Aramaic, and Aramaic, bro, it's regarded as an endangered language by UNESCO. How are you telling me that the language that you believe to be of God is an endangered language? And no Christian claims, let me just check the Koine Greek, but let me just go back to the Aramaic. No, you don't do that. But this is what we say, let's analyze the Arabic text. This is what it says. Bro, whatever sect you are, they talk about sects, Sunni, Shia, this, that, even a sect that we don't even accept as Muslims, even they accept the Quran. Even they accept that there's only one God. Even they accept that you have to give obligatory charity, you go pilgrimage, you respect your mum, you pray, you do qiyam, you like standing, ruku, sujood, prostration. Bro, most of the things that actually matter, we're in unanimous agreement about. But naturally, because of social media, it's only the 15% that people will hone in on. And, but this is different. Bro, Islam is not like the other religions, I'm sorry. And that's why when you speak on a level to somebody and you say, you're a Christian. Okay, what Christian? Like what book? The Protestant? 66 books? Or the 71 books? Or 73 books? Or 79 books? Unitarian? Trinitarian? Like which one? Look, we love our Christian brethren. Yeah, but on the level, these things have to be discussed and these things have to be kind of understood. Like, okay, read the Bible. Bro, you go Speaker's Corner, you went there. It's only the Muslims giving out copies of the Quran.
There's no dawah from the other religion.
Bro, which version of the Bible would they give? King James Version? But the New International Version has, is more updated with updated manuscripts with 12 verses, at least 12 verses missing from the King James Version. Integral verses, actually. Like, they're going to be fighting each other. So, this is what I'm saying, that when you speak to Nick Fuentes or Dan Brazarian, it's these sorts of things that need to be emphasized. That regardless of what sect you go into, Quran is one. The prayer is, pretty much consistent. The Arabic language is accessible to all. It's not just in the hands of a few religious folk. So in that sense, bro, when you show Islam in this light, I'd be very surprised if a rational, logical person would have any issues with it.
It's pretty hard for a lot of people. They get honed in on their familiarities and what they're used to. But the way you explain it, that's the right way to approach it, I think. We'll wrap it up here. I think that's good. Ali Dawah. Mohammed Hijab, once again.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much for coming again. Zishan Ali, appreciate you. Smile2Jannah on YouTube. Anything close? Dawood, thanks for coming again, of course.
Thank you, bro. You
Appreciate
missed me
it.
out.
What happened?
Mate, you missed me out, innit?
No, I included you, of course. And I'm the Warner. Once again, the Dawah table is back.
Let me ask you a question really quick. Before you reverted, what religion were you?
I grew up Catholic. And then I wouldn't say I reverted from Catholicism. I was an atheist. I was a How about you?
So you know, like,
Also, you have a gift. Do you mind bringing it?
Allah bless you.
Allah bless you too. What happened?
No, I said he doesn't have it for him. No. As I was saying, SNEAKO. So you know, like before you reverted, what did you believe like happens to you when you die?
What the atheist believe is black nothingness.
So you don't believe in heaven and hell?
Well, when I was a Catholic, I did, I guess. You're leaving? Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Don't fall asleep.
No, we'll wrap it up anyway. We'll wrap it up.
A couple books for you. It says Dawah. It's a book by Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah.
Purification of the heart and soul.
Exactly. So any illnesses of the heart, greed, desires, anger, how to tackle them.
Does it talk about clubbing?
Oh yeah, you'll get that in there.
Okay.
Vices, all the vices.
Okay.
This is something fun. I think you'll enjoy it.
100 Ways America's Screwing the World. Does it just talk about the Jews? Is that what it gets?
Something like that.
Okay.
And this is a clothing brand. It's very friendly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you everyone once again for coming.
Hijab, the socio-political thoughts of Shawalism.
What about for Zishan Ali?
You have to read it. I didn't know he was going to be here, just to set out.
No, Jazakallah, bro. And SNEAKO, I wanted to say, I was going to do a video on this as well. That clip of Aiden saying that he would suck the private part of another man for 100 million. And then you called him out on it. And
Aiden's a great guy. He's my friend, but he's misguided. Aiden Ross, you know him? The streamer, Jewish guy. He said he would suck a penis for $100 million. And he tells his audience, you're all liars if you wouldn't do the same thing.
And then SNEAKO reacted to it, and then he was calling out SNEAKO as well by saying, bro, come on, you would do it as well, come on. But the fact is, bro, that I think that encapsulates the society that we're in at the moment. That where people have made money to be their central object, their God, their goal, for which that they would sacrifice their morals, their ideals, their family, anything and everything, just for a certain amount. And the thing is, as Muslims, bro, this is what we transcend. Yeah, and they say that if a person can't be bought, he's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Don't be somebody that can be bought by a trip to the club, or somebody that can be bought by an extra amount of views or this or that. I'm telling you, bro, if you stick and continue to be principled, which we make dua and we pray that inshallah. You will be, inshallah, bro, forget, just rumble. Inshallah, the platforms that are meant for you, they will come. Your popularity will increase and it will grow, and you'll go from strength to strength, and you won't have to make these retraction videos like KSI, Logan Paul and PewDiePie. They all said, oh, we were faking it on camera.
Yeah.
We weren't our true selves. Yeah. And you know what, we became tired and we became depressed. Bro, because you'll be authentic. You're genuinely learning in these streams. And when you do that, people will respect you as well. Like you're not giving away your dignity. You're not gonna be when you're at the hotel room just lying down and going, bro, what did I do today?
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to be able to go to sleep with a clear conscience, saying, Alhamdulillah, I did the best that I could. If I die now, Alhamdulillah, I'm happy.
And also, I want to make a comment too about the $100 million thing. You have to keep in mind that the American dollar is literally just paper money. You know?
It's not backed by anything.
It's not backed by anything.
Also, he has around 70, 80. He has a lot of money already. Yeah. He's a very, very rich guy. So he's going to make that money. For him to say that he would do that and just skip a year, 2 years of work for him, it's insanity to me.
Yeah, but so basically you want to translate what he said. I will suck, something for $100 million of monopoly money. It's not real money. He didn't say gold. Gold is real money.
That's a good point.
Let's be completely honest. You do it for a lot less.
I hope he wouldn't. I'll make dua that he
But
won't.
he's admitted that he's Jewish as well, isn't it? So I wouldn't.
Well, his name is Ross. He just texted me right in the beginning of the stream. Actually, it was funny. It was he left, but it was the meme of me making fun of Jewish culture subverting black culture. He's like laughing. So he resonates with it. Yeah. He's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I think Aiden Ross has Islam, and he's really interested in it, but he just doesn't have the people around him, and nobody's giving him dawah. But a guy like that is like when he falls asleep and he's like, "What did I just say on stream? Was I encouraging people to go and sacrifice their souls for 100 million?" He's yearning for God, and he'll talk about it, but he doesn't know enough yet. But inshallah, somebody like him, I think, could actually. If you look at someone like Dan Bilzerian, it's possible that a lot of these celebrities, a lot more of them, are going to come to Islam soon. And I think we're going to see a big wave. I really do. Thanks for watching the stream, guys. Assalamu alaikum to everybody, and once again, thank you to the Dawah table. I appreciate you. Thank you for the gifts. Bye.
Bye. Bye to everyone. Hey, bye to everyone, bro. What happened to you? Astaghfirullah. Hey, bro, subscribe the channel if you wanna watch this types of content. Bro, when I will be pro in Arabic language and English language, bro, I have to make lots of videos. I wanna be a streamer. I'm as a Muslim streamer. I wanna be a streamer. I wanna be a Muslim streamer, bro. Do good thing. Just do the good thing, bro. Business. Just do business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subscribe. For sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for watching this stream.